So
Tell Becky to sort her girl problems out later.
Don't ever call her Becky.
Either that or niece. So
Yeah, that's baby Manda is probably wanting to talk. Sorry, baby girl, I am busy.
gaming.
and fair warning, this might be a two-parter. Because I love you guys.
That's fair enough.
So hey, well,
I'm really ready to go. I'm just grabbing some water.
snacks, drinks now.
I have water.
On Pete's example, I have Coke.
I have tea.
You want lunch, man?
No, you have the good stuff.
Yeah, no, I just need to get extra inventory and like actions all set up. I'll be fine.
Yeah, in case you guys haven't seen it, she has a fucking flask of the good stuff.
My God.
Flask of the good stuff.
Oh, by the way,
Is that code words for alcohol in my Christian D&T game?
Okay, first off,
like there are several problems with that.
I know.
So many.
first off, fuck you.
By the way, completely unrelated. I have emotes now.
Hey.
Yeah,
You know, actually, honest question: if you had a paladin in a Christian setting, wouldn't it just be a crusader?
That's what
Yes.
most people do their paladins, like,
Yeah.
base it off.
How about the heretic?
Yeah.
Fucking shithead.
Did I make
Hey,
a...
no cursing. It's illegal.
Excuse me. Are you holding the holy hammer of
Jesus.
But seriously, but what if, like, the oath to the god you've given your oath to is like Dionysus, like a god of partying or something like that?
Oh my God!
Time to
wanna
drink.
Play that. I want to play that now.
That's a paladin with points in monk, drunken fist.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
the XP to level 3 video. They don't all have to be fucking lawful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Boring.
His videos are interesting because they're just so weird.
And they're
Oh,
all,
hello,
like,
thank you for
not
the
one is
follow.
like the other.
I abandoned the oath!
The elf is abandoned!
Okay.
But wait, what about the fourth fighting style? That one sucks and doesn't exist. Shut up.
Whack.
What?
What a majestic space dog.
Quack.
That is a big bird. Two different scenes, but they go together so well.
Aw. Baby girl's trying to leave us a voicemail that my niece has been calling me every day because she discovered that that's how she can get in touch with me on the phone. She's 4 now.
Duh.
She's so cute.
I need to. Sounds like home.
She's my little Amazon.
That might help.
6 hours.
Okay, what the hell was I looking for?
I don't know. What were you looking for?
This guy.
Who put WoW in the corner?
Wow.
So, do you want to know how a one-armed elf does forced move?
How? How does a one-armed elf do force?
Big boot.
Okay, then.
Wanna know how a large orc force moves someone?
Ah.
Threatens them to move.
Move.
Tell them to move.
Hi, this is my wall shield.
I think that's fear.
going
I
this
think
way.
I think you're thinking of fear.
Hey, it forces them to move out of fear.
Just hear fucking Yahg do the ending credits song of Adventure Time. Come on with me. No, stop.
I haven't named all my moves yet, but
Well, I have
yeah.
which I can't wait to use.
You're not hurting. Tipsy sway.
Well, given his background, I'm calling his knockdown crowd pleaser.
I was gonna say, like,
He used to please in a lot of crowds.
Yes, that is his
Yes,
job.
by coating myself in the blood of my enemies.
Adorable.
alright.
I know, I thought so too.
How are we all doing?
We're doing
here.
Do it. How are you doing?
I think it would be more accurate to ask what I'm doing.
and dying.
You do it.
Nothing.
How you do?
Hey!
I think his pizza just arrived or something.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm just eating.
Oh, his pizza had already arrived.
Alright. So we're pretty much ready to go.
Yay!
Cool.
Please sound less enthusiastic, Kobe.
Neat.
Yay.
No, our people are already
Hi.
here, yes?
Why? Anyways.
Do I need to get the
All right.
birthday party sound effect? That how enthused you want me to be?
No, just,
Different area, right?
just get a single voice going, yeah! Kind of like fucking Titus from Final Fantasy X with his laughing.
Hooray! Just some really deep guy who's like really enthusiastically clapping, cheering. But it's just one guy.
Oh god! Like fucking trying to play card games in Fable, and just someone walks into the bar and goes, woo!
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Alright.
Acting.
Okay. Alright, here we go. The world of Recalius. A land full of adventure. A world full of places to explore and to... Wait, hold on. Oh, no, wait, sorry. We're doing the wrong story. This is not about these chumps. What are these guys doing here? You! Get out of here! Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. Recalius. It's a world where people are trying to reclaim the everything going on around them. Since a calamity that happened a millennia ago, blah, blah, yada, yada. That story is not about that story. This story is about a bunch of other schmucks.
Oh.
From the distance.
What's
This country sucks.
Once upon a time, there was a grand tournament that was going on. A very, very big grand tournament. And it was during this time that a few heroes were up to quite a lot of good. But again, the story is not about those guys. Instead, this is a story about a bunch of other guys. Maybe heroes, maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. Let's find out.
Oops.
Along a strange, metallic, traveling contraption, we find quite a few people on there. Well, not jam-packed or anything like that, but we have a locomotive heading up towards Beckengate. It is on this train that we find a couple of faces that were maybe partially up to no good. A Kenku and an orc sitting side by side with a bit of a tense silence between each other. Yahg, click bang. It's been maybe a day since you guys were kind of run out of town. I mean, you still managed to claim that bounty, but most of that money kind of went towards, like, you know, fines for disturbing the peace and, you know,
Covering
clean up.
someone's body with brain matter.
Yeah, and having to cover for other people's ticket costs. I mean, all in all, kind of a fun experience, but then again, maybe not the best time.
God damn it, Clickbang. I told you that was a bad idea.
Clickbang looks up at Yahg and then just shrugs. and then makes like a little money clanging sound.
Yes, I know that we earned some money, but you know what? Most of that's gone.
He kind of
just
looks down
waited.
sadly and then makes a sound of like very small coin purse.
Just mostly rustling.
Why do that when you can just pull out your coin purse?
To
Yaku, why did we left not?
you guys are settled along one of the side benches on this strange locomotive. It was made kind of very clear that you guys might not want to stick around, especially with the tournament going on. A lot of people knowing that you kind of had a bit of a disturbance to create in everywhere. So, Yahg, you and Clickbang had actually heard about this strange new contraption that was heading back towards Bengate. And, well, seeing as you didn't want to really get too far away from Claimhold without a good chunk of money, you guys are headed that way. As a matter of fact, you kind of spent a little bit of your remaining funds on this trip. But you guys do know that there is a job posting board out there. And, well, with a lot of people down at the tournament, there might not be a lot of people to take, lucrative jobs over there.
Oh, at least we were able to get this ride. Definitely different than what we're used to.
Clickbang, so it makes like horse whinny and clip clop sound.
The weirdest
Yeah.
thing for a bird to make.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I might like this more than the horses. Less smell.
He shrugs again.
So fucking cute. Oh my God.
Thankfully, you guys have your belongings next to you. Yahg, your gigantic shield rests against the bench to your side, opposite of where Clickbang is, of course. And you're pretty much in full display with your armor and everything. You've got to keep up appearances. Clickbang, your bag, your duffel bag, is thankfully on the bench next to you and is definitely not like leaving your grasp anytime soon. You made sure that there's not really a whole lot of people nearby to take anything from you, but I would like you two to roll perception for me as you kind of take a look around this area.
What, do we have a paranoid Genku?
Well, you might have an eye for some folk.
Amazing.
Not bad. Yahg,
Oh,
you want to take a look around the train? Okay. Yahg, as you're sitting there, just taking in a little bit of the sights of the countryside and everything like that, you turn, look over, and it's a little disconcerting. You see, well, for one, you see kind of a little bit of an uncommon sort of person in this land. You see an elf. But what sets him apart from most other elves that you know, aside from, the lighter skin and everything like that, he's missing... Is that part of his arm? All of his... What is going on with this guy?
kind
He's
of
sitting-
just stare confused, like, huh?
Errol,
Hmm?
there's a strange orc man in, like, full plate armor, just, like, looking in your general direction. And he's squinting maybe a little bit suspiciously at you.
Clickbang's
Yeah.
already like standing up to him, like
Yeah, it's especially a weird sight considering he is not dressed in regular clothes, but he appears to be garbed in gladiatorial chainmail. It's clearly designed more for showing off various parts of his body than protecting him.
And
Kenku's just up there, is like just looking at you, your arm your lack of an arm curiously.
It's just so
Yeah, there.
imagine.
Yeah, he's got a satchel strap. He's just got like a simple satchel bag strapped around his shoulders and a sword on his back.
to explain your situation, Errol, you had come to Southgate as well to join the grand tournament. Problem was, you were not made aware of the appropriate time to sign up, and you arrived a day late.
Because of course I did.
It's incredibly unfortunate, but you decided maybe you could try sticking around, seeing what else was going on. But over time, with how much it was costing just to have a hotel room in the area, plus
I did not have a lot of money.
Plus, you kind of heard that there might have been, like, maybe some problematic people up and around. Like, there was you remember overhearing, like, some sort of Minotaur dude talking about having his revenge, and you got a good look at them. They did not look like savory types. You decided it might be best to get out of town. Thankfully...
Plus, I already walked in. I might as well walk out.
Yep. Thankfully, this new railway system... Well, it'll get you over to Begengate, where probably there is going to be less people, asking questions like, hey, was it a possible escaped sort of person sitting around?
He gets on the train and it takes off. He's like, oh my god, I've been walking all my life.
Yup, it is nice to be able to relax your feet and go somewhere at the same time for once.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's also a little bit strange because you have to share the space with other people of, like,
whatever. I've shared much more cramped and dank spaces with worse people.
Dank.
Ha ha. For the most part, it looks like these guys aren't really, like, making any moves towards you. Click bang.
Yes.
You look in the opposite direction of where Yahg is looking. And you immediately your bounty hunter's eye kind of picks up on someone who looks maybe a tad bit nervous, maybe a little bit upset. There's a halfling sitting maybe a few seats down. You're not sure exactly what that look on his face is, but it looks clear enough that he's just uncomfortable to be here right now.
Next to the halfling, a spear leans against the seat that's probably like at least twice as tall as he is.
Yup.
And his feet sways off of the bench. He's just kicking his feet through the air. But he still looks down at his hands, twirling his thumbs.
Callum, you had come down from the north, trying to get to find any way inside of, Claimhold, but you heard that Begengate was maybe a good place to stop off at. You did happen to pass through a town that had one of these strange new contraptions. It was a strange pathway for some strange big metal monstrosity sort of thing. But, I mean, as interesting as it looked for this place called Defens to be in the process of, like, rebuilding, you decided it was probably not going to be any decent answers for you here. So you hopped on the railway station using what funds you had and headed on down. The problem was, however, you didn't really know how this sort of transportation system worked, and you accidentally wound up heading all the way down to Southgate. And well, you had to spend a little bit more in order to catch the ride back to Begengate. So it's yeah, you kind of accidentally have a little bit of a hole in your pocket right now.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Grandma's gonna be so mad that I spent all this money.
Yeah, maybe just a bit. But as you kind of look over, there's a birdman kind of giving you a little bit of a stare down.
Callum will kind of do a double take, look up at the Kenku, back at his hands, and realize, oh, he was looking at me. Back to the Kenku, give a little slight finger wave and a nervous smile.
I'll wave really enthusiastically.
Callum does that thing where you hang your hand in the air after a wave, and you're like, okay.
It's fine.
Apparently,
I'm imagining Yahg sees Clickbang just waving enthusiastically. Goes, what the fuck are you? Oh. Just looks out and at the halfling, slight wave like, hi.
But thankfully, Callum, you hear the words that you were kind of taught to listen out for. As a scrawny teenager towards the front wearing a strange uniform calls over a loudspeaker of sorts. All right, everybody. Next stop is Begengate. If you need to get off at Begengate, now might be the time. He turns and kind of like makes eye contact with you, Callum.
Specifically.
Okay.
you.
Calling him
Got
out.
it.
Yeah. Guy, for everyone who's looking at this device, it's some strange sort of like cord leading into what seems to be a set of swift roll pipes that like goes back through the train. This magic machinery stuff is fucking weird.
Man,
But
this is way more efficient than someone just walking down the stairs to yell at us.
well, but eventually you guys look up and out. You can see the town of Begengate off in the distance, where we also find Torque. Torque, man, fuck today. Just fuck everything going on right now. As you're sitting there watching the big crystal ball up in the corner of the Safe and Sound Tavern Inn. Your feet have been already kicked up over the table. You have 2 empty tankards next to you. There's a fight going on in the orb, but man, that should be you up there.
Good. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Good.
Yes, please keep telling yourself that as Ruffle Buffington, the gnomish owner of the Safe and Sound, comes on by and drops another tankard off for you.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. I'll be sure to add it to your tab.
It's C's tab, not mine. She's the one with the money and the adventures. And I have to stay safe.
Sounds like you're a little bit jealous.
What gave you that idea?
Well, I wouldn't worry too much. Besides, if there ever was anything that might come up, and it sounds reasonable enough for you. Who knows? Maybe I can get you out of my hair for once.
Well, that would be nice, right? For both of us?
Hmm.
You know, it'd be great.
Another eyebrow raised from him.
I mean, not like a big one like last time, but maybe like just one bugbear just randomly ran in here, and then I could punch him.
We definitely don't need any more of that. Thank you, oh kind hero.
Oh, I know.
He's sitting there using a rag to clean up one of the spots on the table that you've inadvertently caused.
But I just like, and as she's talking, her hands are waving around kind of wildly, and there is stuff sloshing all over the table as she's talking. I know, but it's just like, I'm bored, and I feel like I'm not like doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I'm capable. I'm an adult, kind of. Tall enough to be one.
I'm not sure you could be constituted an adult until you can actually walk safely into Grogmars.
Yeah.
In the meantime, actually get the ale inside of you, not on the table, please.
Oh, sorry, Russ, sorry.
Thank you. And please, who's on the... Oh, I don't know this asshole. Ruffle actually leans and looks up at the orb.
What is up there?
Yeah, it's just a couple of guys going at it right now. Phrasing.
And I could have won that. Easy.
Oh, hi. But then you'd probably have to go up against the champ at some point.
I know. It's fun.
Still, I hear he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. In any case, do you need another tankard? You're already halfway through that one.
Yeah, one more, and then I'll probably slow down. I don't want to drink you completely out of house and home.
Aye. He heads on off to the back. As outside you can hear the kind of rumble of the local mechanical marvel come rolling into town. Yahg, Clickbang, Callum, Errol. You watch as the train comes to a bit of a hissing stop. And, it stops itself, strangely enough, in what looks like a park of some sorts. Right next to it. There are trees about, there's a fountain towards the middle. You can see some statues put up every here and there. But as you kind of come into stop at the station, the young man at the front steps up and goes, "All right, this is Beacon Gate, so if this is your stop, now's the time to get off, sir." Kinda speaks over the crowd, off towards someone in particular. But,
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
no problem. Just saying.
Tell him get up and sling his spear onto his shoulders and start heading towards the door.
Yahg gets up.
You notice his spear almost collides with a few things along the way, but he's cognizant of it and makes sure that it doesn't hit anything or anybody.
Yahg lifts up his tower shield and looks over at Clickbang and offers to carry his duffel bag for him.
And just grabs his bag and hides it away from Yahg.
Shrug. Alright.
Yahg, that's actually something you recall from even your first moment of meeting with Clickbang. He's very protective of that bag. As a matter of fact, you still recall the first time you met him. You were just wandering around. He was down an alley somewhere getting roughed up by somebody. You, being the altruistic spirit that you were, decided to help step in, protect the weak and innocent. This guy was big, but, he put up a decent fight. That was up until this Birdman pulled out a fucking blunderbuss and blew a hole in that guy's chest. And somehow you guys have been inseparable friends since. Except for that bag. You're not allowed to touch the bag.
Yeah, Errol was so busy just sitting back and enjoying the idea of not having to worry about walking that when he gets up to leave, he had set his little satchel next to him during the trip, and he actually forgets it and leaves it. Starts making his way out.
Yep. Clickbang, Yahg.
I was about to say, would I have seen that, or?
Not perception. Yeah, as you've kind of been eyeballing this stranger far away from home for a while, and as you get up to get yourself off and everything like that, your stuff, Yahg and Clickbang, your stuff is definitely taking you a little bit longer to get you guys off the train. But yeah, you do turn and notice that there has been a little parcel left behind.
Yahg would grab it, look over towards where Errol went, and just went, "Oi, elf! You dropped something."
Yeah, he'll perk up, turn around, see the orc holding his satchel. He will nod his head in thanks, and then a spectral hand appears in front of you, outstretched to take the bag.
What the hell? Just looks at it, kind of still just holding the satchel, like, what the hell is this thing?
Don't worry, that's mine.
Uh-huh. Okay. Just slowly hands the satchel out.
Yeah, the hand will curl its fingers around the straps and pull it back to him. It's elven magic. I had to improvise, and he will gently lift the some of the cloth and drapery around his left arm to reveal that he does not have a left arm entirely. It is gone at the shoulder.
Well, bit ingenious.
Perhaps I will see you around town.
Possibly.
And Errol will depart the train.
Are you guys getting off or what?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a timetable to keep.
Fair enough.
Clickbang walks past the guy running the train. He looks up to him, mimics his voice, and then hops off.
Gotta get the train.
Yep. As you guys depart off there, it's a little. You guys walk through this sort of little parkway. A couple other folks get off with you, but they just seem to be just standard civilians. Statues every here and there. It's a little strange to see this sort of artwork out here. Yahg, you didn't even know this was out here, but you do notice one of the statues in particular that, hey, Hey, hold on. That's your old man.
They have a statue of me dad.
Yep. Morse Grimm. As he's definitely just toppled. He is topped with plenty of birds at this moment. But there he is in all of his big old orcish glory. Big old battle axe, everything along those lines.
As I depart, I look up at the statue. I was like, I just talked to that guy.
Well, kind of.
And of course, Yahg's probably looking at it going, well, they could have improved there. Yeah, it's pretty close.
Quickbane looks at Yahg and then at the statue. And then just keeps walking.
Yep.
Just not caring.
Callum,
wait for me.
Get the statue. I'm a poop.
Callum's taking his time strolling through the park and looking up at each of the statues.
Yep.
He's got a slight hunch in his back, and he's just kind of like walking with his arms hanging in front of him, and he's just looking up at each of them.
Yep. There's aside from the orc and the woman who looks like she might have been a druid at some point, there's maybe a couple others, but they look kind of rough and being worked on, everything like that. One is still just a block of marble. But you actually notice that there is another short statue on one of the pillars. But this one is a goblin. A little bit of fancy wear, everything along those lines, and wielding a pretty sizable gun even for himself. Notes it down as the Goblin King.
The Goblin King.
Yep.
Goblin King, King of the Goblins.
Putting two and two together, you kind of realize that these statues are members of the king's old adventuring party. Especially since, the king himself has a statue like on the middle in the fucking fountain. So.
Oh yeah, that's him. It's definitely him.
Errol, you're surrounded by completely foreign stuff for the most part. It's it's weird just being like, all right, there's orcs, there's goblins.
No, I look in the middle and I'm like, that is probably a king.
Yeah.
Of some description.
Although you do look at one of the statues kind of being worked on in very rough forms. Kind of has pointy ears. That could be an elf. Yeah, well.
Yeah, it makes sense they do that one last. I do look over to the halfling and I'll he's clearly nervous and scared of everything, right?
Less scared, more just completely out of his element.
Yeah, I'll approach him and kind of bend a little bit at the waist and say, "Out of your depth as well."
yeah, you could say that. Hi.
He'll reach down his actual hand and say, "My name's Errol. I'm a friend."
Callum, just quickly take his hand back and Callum, nice to meet you.
Well, Callum, I'm simply passing through for the moment. Perhaps I could help a fellow traveler while I'm here.
Yeah, I guess so. I need to see about who to talk to get into that big city over there.
He looks up as if just now seeing the city for the first time. Oh,
Yep.
Right, that one.
Well off in the distance, the walls of Claimhold sit. Big, massive fuck-off walls.
Would I be within earshot of him?
Those are some big fuck off walls.
Migran told me to find a way into the city to find some information, I guess.
Well, shouldn't be too difficult.
Understatement of the year.
For you guys, listen,
I don't know that.
Yeah.
You guys, it's a hell of a marvelous sight. Yahg Clickbank, you guys are familiar with Claimhold a little bit already. Problem is, your papers kind of got lost at some point. Not naming any names here, but
Clickbank.
Sam, I'm imagining Yahg would just be look at the walls and then go, slowly, almost a tornado, and just eye click bang out of the side of his eye, like you.
Clickbang doesn't care. He's just going around, looking for that bounty board.
Yeah, Clickbang, you have no idea what the fuck Yahg is giving you side eye for. But
I don't
whatever.
even know if he. I don't even care that he's like, where is it? He's just looking around.
Well, Clickbang, Yahg, as you guys near the town circle, every here and there you guys see a few civilians passing by. Every once in a while, someone, like a kid, will stop, like eyeball everyone getting off the train, and then runs along to go play ball with his friends. But yeah, Clickbang, you managed to spot the post real easy. It's sitting in front of somebody's store, but you know a bounty board when you see one, man. It is right there.
Cool, and he like sort of puts his bag like shoulder against his hip and just starts making a short little jog over there.
Yep. Errol, Callum, you guys head on over into the town's circle as well. Looking around, there's a general store. It looks like there's a big sort of building that you can see it looks like the local guard going in, coming out, and all those sort of things. It's a blacksmithy, kind of low activity at the moment, and right next to the park, thankfully, there's a big old tavern.
Ooh, a tavern. I'm starving. I cannot figure out this accent yet.
Errol, you can hear halfling stomach.
Yeah. Errol
all the way up there.
Errol's own stomach grumbles and it completely eclipses that sound. And, he looks at his satchel and says, "Right, the rations are not going to be enough for this.
So you're thinking what I'm thinking.
Then we should stop for a moment.
Let's go."
Into the tavern.
Yeah, Clickbang. You guys near the post. A sort of a looks to be like a ticket booth adorned by like additional like cardboard sort of things sticking out to either side. Clickbang, you know job papers when you see them. Looking over them really quickly, one side of them seems to be dominated by a bunch of them, but they're quickly being picked off by another Kenku who's sitting there. It's like, this one's mine, this one's mine, this one's mine. He actually stops as he looks over at you. And it gives you like a little bit of a head nod, like, sup.
I'll do a little sup nod too, and then start looking at all the papers, seeing if there's any like bounties on any people or anything of the sort.
Yeah, he actually stops picking papers so you can get a decent look at what he's going through. These seem to be like construction jobs, little fetch sort of jobs and everything along those lines. None of them look like they pay a whole lot.
What about, are there any others that really catching that?
Well, you kind of give a look over towards this other Kenku who's just watching you with interest, and in order to like helpfully make conversation between the two of you, you kind of raise your fingers and like rub them together. He looks down at the papers in his hand, looks back up at you, like rubs his fingers back, but like makes a gesture like you need a lot.
I'll just nod really quickly.
He kind of gives you a little bit of a shrug and points over at the other board adorning the building opposite side. It is empty, unfortunately.
I'm imagining Yahg just watched two Kenku communicate entirely by rubbing their fingers together.
Charades.
Clickbang looks really dejected. He's like...
You look back at the other guy. He gives you a little bit of a shrug, but he taps down on his wrist like, give it time.
How can he do that when we don't have watches?
He holds his hand out for you, Clickbang, and he gives a couple of knocking sounds.
I'll extend my hand and do like a...
Yep, in Kenku terms, you guys are introducing yourselves to each other. Hey, you might as well be family at this point.
Yeah.
You know Kenku have it maybe a little bit rough, even in Claimhold. So,
we look out for our own.
You get to learn that this gentleman's name is Knock Knock, and he kind of, in a way, says that he'll try to keep an eye out for things for you, but he wishes you the best of luck. turns back to start grabbing like more jobs for himself off the board.
I kind of just
Yahg
sadly walk back to Yahg.
Yahg just looks at you and just goes, huh, make a friend?
Nod slowly.
What should we call him?
I'll imitate the knock-knock sound that he made.
Knock knock.
Yep. It actually sounds, it actually does sound like someone knocking on a door.
That will never cease to amaze me.
I would have just loved if you had to roll learning for that, and if you got it wrong, it would be like, clip clop.
Click clap like a horse.
I'm sorry, carry on.
Meanwhile, the guy inside the fucking job board place is just, who the fuck keeps knocking on my door?
But for the most part, guys, it's also like, you know, it's a nice, decent time of the day, but you guys also feel a little bit of grumbling in the stomachs at this point.
Alright. Let me guess. You're hungry too?
I'll nod, but then make a little sound of like almost empty pockets.
We'll figure something out. Come on, let's go.
Oh.
Follow Yahg.
AuxZork. A fight comes onto the station that you're just kind of like smiling at yourself. There's a big tiger man, like clearly having a field day with some poor bastard, sword, shield, everything like that. You can already tell this guy has no chance.
Oh, I want to punch him so bad. He's so cool.
But you're interrupted with a bit of extra sunlight leaking into the room as the doors swing open to the Safe and Sound Tavern Inn. An elf and a halfling come cautiously walking inside. Their eyes look to be adjusting to the darkness.
An elf and a halfling walk into a bar.
Yep. As
Punches them.
you
They say,
hear off from the kitchen, "Hello! Welcome to the Safe and Sound Tavern Inn! Please, grab yourselves a seat. I'll be with you shortly."
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and if any, because Errol's ingratiated himself to pretty much any manner of fighting competition except the big one, annoyingly. So someone could recognize him. In
Let
theory,
me roll and see, because she is kind of a fan of that thing.
I figured.
Should I roll a learning?
Yeah, roll me a learning.
I have nothing in learning, so sorry.
That's fine, neither do I.
Oh, that's still good.
15.
Wait, hold on. You might actually recognize that guy a bit. On your
He's kind of hard to miss.
in your time getting over to Begging Gate, you're pretty sure you've seen an elf like this sort of guy, but If
That
that was the
can't
same
be
dude, that
him.
guy was missing an arm. This guy has a cloak. There could be an arm under there.
Yeah, it's not even a cloak. It's sort of like he has a he basically has like a half cape over his left shoulder draping down. So whether there's an arm there, it's kind of hard to see.
She just kind of like takes an extra long, suspicious gulp out of her tankard, and she's just kind of like, you know, like when you see somebody who might be a celebrity, but it's somebody you kind of think is cool, so you're like, I don't know.
So you're like leaning. So you're like leaning one way and another, like trying to get their like features down.
Yeah, she's just kind of like,
Callum, Errol, there's a rather big tiefling lady staring back at you guys.
I mean, there are plenty of characters on the train. This isn't unusual.
Yeah,
she's kind of sitting in the chair completely wrong. Like she's never seen a chair before in her life.
Like she somehow got one leg draped down normal, the other one's going
Yeah.
over the back.
I'm seeing if Callum even notices.
Kind of like,
She's done like a Cirque du Soleil upside down tuck and roll.
it's kind of hard to ignore like vibrant pink, but at the same time, you're kind of distracted by the smells.
Yeah, no.
Smells of good cooking.
Food first,
smells good.
Food first, ingratiate self to townsfolk later.
Dude, it's not even lunchtime. What the fuck are they cooking back there? Oh my goodness.
This is second breakfast.
But aside from a
I
few of
don't know what second breakfast is, but I want 3.
aside from a couple boys in blue around there's a guy playing dominoes in the corner. Everything along those lines. It's actually pretty sparse in here. Lots of tables. So, you guys can easily grab yourselves wherever you need to sit down. And, sure enough,
I will find a table.
Yep. Sure enough, as you guys find yourselves a table, you look towards the back as the doors to a kitchen swing open, and you feel that's supposed to be a gnome, but he's like in the middle of the air. He's almost as tall as like. Okay, whatever. Maybe he's not that. No, he has weird shoot things going on. What the hell? Okay, but this gnome kind of comes walking over to you guys on stilt feet, and pops a couple of glasses down with water on them.
Callum's just kind of too busy looking him up and down to he's kind of sitting there going like,
Well, pleasure to meet the both of you. My name is Ruffle Buffington. I'm the proud owner of this fine establishment you find yourselves in. If you should need anything at all, please don't hesitate to ask. Now, here's some water for you two lot. I assume you two are travelers, so you came in on the Swift Rail.
Correct.
Sorta. Yeah.
Well then, I assume you two must be quite hungry.
Oh, very.
Excellent. We have pork chops cooking right now. Would you like some?
Oh.
With steamed potatoes and fresh loaves of bread.
Oh.
Like I stare across.
Watching this.
I stare across at Callum, and like the little I know about halfling starts flooding back, and I'm like, oh my god, he might actually be more hungry than me right now.
Callum wipes his mouth with like the back of his sleeve.
We'll just say yes.
Yeah, we can eat.
Very well. I'll throw together some place for you. And as you guys go, like, he continues to delegate some details with you guys. The door opens behind you. Yahg, click, bang, you guys make it inside.
Ooh, something smells good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Torque, new strange people. There's a big old orc in gleaming plate armor who steps in. It looks like he's wearing a little bit of the blues of Claimhold at this moment. And then there's another weird little bird dude.
She instantly has to resist the urge to walk up and fight this guy.
Hold on, I might know that guy. Hold on, I want to fight him.
I see nothing. I'm busy smelling all the food.
Click bang. You guys, as you enter in, you do hear, "Oh, hello, and welcome to the Safe and Sound Tavern Inn. I'll be with you very shortly. Please feel free to grab yourselves any of the available seats. I'll be with you in just a second."
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm imagining I'd at least look around enough and probably see the two from the train, and probably just look at them, look down at Click Bang, and be like, should we ask if we can sit with them?
He'll shrug.
Why not? Yahg would walk over and, wave his hand and be like, mind if we sit with you too?
Do as you please.
Many thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, it's as they're sitting down and as they wait for the food that Errol starts to feel, safe and sound.
In the tavern inn.
He starts pulling off. He starts pulling off like the sword from his bag. He puts the satchel down by his side and he starts working at some of the straps of his chainmail.
I'm assuming Yahg would just like take off his gauntlets and shield and have them just laying somewhere. Like, all right. I should reiterate. He has a shirt on under it. I'm aware.
Torque has a set.
I'm talking gauntlets and shield. That's it.
No, Errol.
Torque.
Torque has a sudden interest in earning her keep, and she has knocked over her chair in the rush to get to the kitchen to help out, so she can bring these strange new people food.
Okay. Yeah. Ruffle actually turns and looks.
Hello, yes, I would like to apply for a waitress job.
As a giant young lady runs into the back. So I assume
Please.
He's not in the kitchen. He's still at the table, like taking everyone else's orders. But he just looks back, and goes, "Well, I'll have to deal with her in just a bit." So I assume you would like some of the special as well: pork chops, steamed potatoes, fresh loaves of bread, and I would like to add it. Probably pairs well with our house ale.
Sounds delicious.
Clickbang's just nodding as he places his bag like down at the side of the table, clearly within like very close reach. But when he places it down, it sounds heavier than what it looks like.
Sounds about as heavy as my shield.
Yeah, like Errol's like in the middle of taking off a glove or something, and he just hears the satchel go boom on the floor. He's like,
Yeah, Ruffle actually eyes that and goes, well, just so you know, I would like to warn you about our little house pets we have. If you do happen to see a luggage chest wandering around here, please do not be alarmed. He is part of the scenery.
a mimic.
Chest?
Hey,
Wait,
you got it.
A mimic.
Hey, we call him Box.
Box okay.
On the nose.
This is new.
He helps us with the dishes. Now, if you don't mind me, I have to go see about a possible new assistant, and he like turns and briskly walks towards the kitchen.
As he's walking away, like after Ruffle's already gone, Callum's finally going to speak up. Does he bite? Oh, he's gone. Huh?
Torque Ruffle comes into the kitchen and like stares you down with a little bit of that look like, explain yourself.
Can I please just bring them their food? They look really cool, and if I have something in my hands, I won't punch.
You know what? That's probably for the best. Here, he heads on over, takes a big tray, holds it out to you, and make sure you hold on to it with both hands, and then quickly just sets upon it like a series of plates, just rapid fire, just pork chops, steamed potatoes, everything like that. Yeah, just
roll
one
an
big tray.
agility real quick to be like catching it all Disney style. Let's see.
Spider-Man in the fucking cafeteria, catching all the food on the tray.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, that is exactly what's going on. He looks back at you. Then I guess I can trust you for your balance. You haven't had too much. Please, help these guests out.
Oh, you should know by now, the more I have, the better this gets.
Their food is getting cold, please.
Okay.
I can't hear this, but I have deep concern.
Yep.
Same.
So, the four of you guys sitting out on the table, it has been not even a minute as that tall tiefling woman comes walking out with a tray just filled with food.
Was she our...
Callum is just hard staring at that rack of ribs.
he's like a dog. He's like a dog. As soon as the food comes out, he's like straight at attention, tail sticking out. I mean, he doesn't have a tail, but...
Justin, I am so proud of you for that.
Callum, from here, you can spot the biggest portion. That plate's yours.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, Torque, you managed to get on over to the
You just
table.
not got it.
I was busy focusing on a different part of that.
She, as gracefully as she can, she looks like she oh, Jesus, you okay?
Yeah, sorry, I accidentally unmuted my mic while I was coughing.
Okay. She looks like she would lumber, but she's actually pretty gracefully, like, throwing the plates, because now she's trying to show off. She's, like, tossing the plates on the table all, like I said, Disney style.
More concerned
Sliding
than
them
impressed.
Yep, no, it slides down. Everyone gets a plate in front of them. You also managed to pick out the tankards in, like, one fist and, like, plop it down in the center of the table.
Did he leave an extra one on there for me?
Yes.
The last one she just kind of, like, takes and then spins around and then takes a big old gulp, sets it down, and then sits at the table with them. Hi!
Clickbang
You
makes
guys look interesting.
like a clapping sound from it, but it's not coming from his hands. He's clapping, but also there's just clapping coming from his beak.
Sounds like two people clapping.
Oh, thank you. Zephyr's been around knock knock to know what that is, so she's just kind of like, oh, she does like a little bow, but as she's sweeping down, she trips a little bit and then sets herself back upright.
Face table.
Yeah. By this time, Errol's at least gotten the armor around his upper half taken off, and she would be able to see that that's definitely the one-armed man.
You I definitely know.
Oh,
You're like a famous fighter, right?
Yahg just looks over.
He'll like scritch the back of his head. I guess I have been around the block enough for that to get around. Yes, my name is Errol Cianodel.
Nice! I'm Torque. Who are you guys? She just points at the rest of the table. You all look so interesting. There hasn't been any interesting people in a long time here.
ClickBang just interjects with his quote-unquote name.
And yeah, Yahg interprets that and goes, "That's ClickBang," as he sounded.
Oh,
Mine is Yahg. Yahg, claim singer.
And hi, I'm Callum.
Hey, Callum. Hi, ClickBang. So what brings you guys here? Are you an adventuring party?
No, it's just,
No.
we just met.
Aww.
We all showed up on the rail station.
The strange metal chariot, yes.
That
Oh yeah, my sister and her friends helped set that up.
Your sister is very industrious.
She wishes. No. They just kind of lucked into helping this guy named, I don't know, Indiana or whatever. He started this thing, and he just kind of gave them these flags, and then they plant them places, and then they like shoot up, and then like these stations appear.
That sounds like you made that up. Did you make that up?
Maybe.
ClickBang says you made that up, but it's not like it's like spliced together sounds from what Errol said.
You made that up.
I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Best way to figure it out is to hang around longer and tell me your stories.
I don't see the
You
relation.
gotta have good stories, especially you, Mr. Fighter.
He's actually not sure what to do with this, just in general.
Oh. Interrupting Gnome as Ruffle kind of comes walking over towards the table. So, how's the food, everybody?
right, food.
Right, food. I was so distracted by pink.
You all have been forgetting to eat, and you look over at Callum, and there's just like meat, like the glaze that was on the sauce is all over his, or the meat is all over his face. There's like bones on his plate.
Is there like smoke coming up from the plate from how fast you ate it?
One of the bones is still spinning.
No, Errol will start to dig into his pork chops. At which point the mage hand comes out again. Because, you know, he's got to operate a fork and a knife.
Oh, you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
You're doing the thing.
Yahg just looks at that and just like wants to like poke it because he's like, "What is that?"
If you were to actually poke it, it's pretty similar in composition to his regular hand. He's made it pretty much a mirror image. It's just shimmery and blue.
Just pokes it once.
Yeah, it's just kind of like skin, but like cool to the touch.
You see Yahg shiver a bit like, "Ugh."
ClickBang just pipes up in Errol's voice. Magic.
When you do that, he's just like, yeah, everyone does that.
Sorry.
Fine.
Torx kept her hands to herself, surprisingly, but she is kind of looking fascinatedly at it.
Well, looks like everyone's enjoying themselves. Mr. Callum, I believe actually, I don't think you gave your name just yet, sorry.
No, not to ruffle.
I believe I'll have to give you some additional portions, yes? Very well. And I do hope our hired help isn't harassing you lot.
It's fine.
No, she's fine.
See, they like me. Go away.
Ruffle's been a halfling before, right? Like
He has. He's met quite a few folks. But he just kind of goes, I apologize for her behavior. She's a little bit landbound at the moment. But,
Yeah,
like I said, seconds for some of us, and I shall return.
I will likely need seconds as well.
Absolutely. And I'll add it to your tab.
It's like I hear his tab and he's like looks down at the satchel. How much money do I have right now?
The answer is not a whole lot.
Oh, Clickbang will
Make-
whisper up to Yahg.
Instead of, and second thought, instead of seconds,
Jingling
make
noises.
it 1.5s.
Do I notice them kind of looking worriedly at their pouches?
Yes.
You know, I wouldn't worry too much. He's actually really good with payment plans.
Clickbang will like move his hands about like he's tipping something over. Makes a sound of one coin hitting the table and then
I have some coin.
I mean, I guess we could probably put it on my sister's tab. She's a little bit loaded right now.
No.
Yeah,
The
Ruffle
last-
has already wandered off at this point, but
No, Yahg is too honest. He'd be like, no, I'll find a way of paying it.
The last time someone offered to pay something for me, I ended up in a cage with a bear.
Wow.
Yeah,
How'd you
pay
handle
something
that
like
one? Did you
Force-
kill a bear?
No. I knocked
Did you
out a
fight
bear.
one? Oh, that's so cool.
Sure. If you wish to think of it like that.
I fought a bugbear, which is different. And I fought a lot of them, but
Mention of Bugbear and
sounds
Yahg just
really
kind of
cool
goes.
too. I should try that sometime. I should. She's speaking to herself now. I should fight a bear.
yeah, y'all, Clickbang, you guys give me a learning roll as Torque is talking about this fighting some bugbears and sort of thing.
Yeah,
Nope.
Errol's been thrown at enough things. He pretty much has the rundown on at least base level monsters.
Yeah, this kid, Clickbang, you think you've heard something?
Callum
Whatever
speaks
food.
up with his
food.
mouthful of food. What's a bugbear?
Oh,
What the little one
extra
said.
big, extra ugly hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins.
Goblins.
Big gulp. Oh yeah, I heard of those hobgoblin things. They there was a war or something, right? We don't hear about much of that stuff in the Shire.
They're ugly bastards that need to die.
Crafty fuckers.
Yeah, they're not very nice.
Well, as you guys are sitting around ruminating, the door to the Safe and Sound Tavern Inn swings open once more. A rather respectable-looking man in blues, the traditional blues claim hold, steps inside. Yahg, take a look over at this man. That more than likely is the guy calling the shots around here.
I didn't do it.
Clickbang will
Torque,
kind of slink down slightly because he wants to avoid the law again.
Yeah, Torque, you recognize the sheriff, Sheriff Gareth, as he steps inside the Safe and Sound Tavern Inn. He immediately eyeballs you for a second there, Torque, and just kind of gives you a very, sort of sigh.
I'm watching you.
Okay, that usually makes you laugh. She kind of gets up and goes over to him. Everything okay there, Sheriff boy?
Not entirely, but I believe... Torque, how bored are you?
I'm pretty fucking bored.
What are we?
Yeah, Arrow looks across at the rest of the guys at the table like, should I be offended?
So, hey,
Do you have something I can punch? Please tell me you have some. Oh,
calm
please,
down,
please,
calm
please.
down, calm down.
How big is it?
Calm down.
Uh,
We'll see what we have to work with first.
okay.
Sheriff steps to the side so that Torque's not blocking him, takes a look around the room. Attention, guests of the Safe and Sound Tavern Inn. This is a call for support, for aid. The patrolmen require some additional bodies for... I'm not going to beat around the bush. Perhaps dangerous work.
Yahg's already stood up at this point.
Right.
He gives you a nod, and he follows it up with, and in case you're wondering, yes, this job does pay.
Clickbang just immediately gets his bag and makes like a ching sound.
Yeah, no. Errol says, "Aye, let me finish my pork chops. I'll be up."
Absolutely. If any
Yeah.
of you are interested, please. We'll
Callum-
rendezvous at the patrolman hunker house in 30 minutes.
Yeah, Callum isn't even doing that politeness of saying, "Let me finish my plate." He's just finishing his plate, and then he'll get up.
Yeah, Arrow will finish his plate in short order, get up, and start putting his armor back on. It's kind of a surreal thing to watch his spectral blue hand just kind of like do circles around his body, adjusting straps and stuff.
Ooh,
So actually, now that-
I should finish my dinner too. She goes and grabs the 3 tankards and starts downing them.
I don't think that. You know what? You do you.
Clickbang's just already following the sheriff. He's like,
Yeah.
money.
That's the thing. Yagh's actually gonna grab him by like the back of his collar, like not yet. We still need to talk to the owner of this place about our payment.
Yep.
Yeah, like Arrow got the point earlier. He will just drop the rest of his money on the table.
Yeah, Ruffle comes outside to the table, and he's immediately just wiping his hands down with a cloth. He has a smoking pipe in his mouth as well. Well, would have been nice if he used a little bit more warning. So, I assume this is a bit of a call to action then?
Finally.
Seems to be.
Miss,
Yeah,
you're
well
not leaving
said,
this
I think.
town unless the sheriff deems it's safe enough for you.
Oh, come on.
Hey, I made a promise to your sister. Regardless of how much trouble you cause me, I intend to keep that.
Yeah, well, fine.
Well then, I'll strike up a bill for you lot. You feel free to pay me when you get back.
That is very generous of you.
I pretty certain that everything will work out just fine.
We'll do.
Ruffle Buffington.
We'll do, Ruffle. I'm Callum.
Pleasure to meet you, Callum. And as you give him your name, you watch as he like pulls out a small little scroll and writes it down.
Yahg
To pay me later.
Yahg raises his hand. I'm Yahg, and points over. Just lifts up Clickbang a little bit. And this is Clickbang.
Yeah. And he writes down your names. He actually like takes a look at you and goes, "You know, you look a little familiar." Young.
Would that be due to the statue of my father?
Oh. And your name, sir? He turns to Errol.
Errol.
Excellent. Right then, I'll have this whenever you folks get back, and perhaps some rooms and other services should you require. He tucks the little bit of parchment into his pocket.
Oh, I'm dying for a good bed. The ones they had
my.
in were hard as a rock.
I will say
my.
this: we have the finest beds this side of Claimhold.
Oh, he ain't lying, man. It's so comfortable. I mean, I just pass right out for days.
Certainly.
Days.
Now go cause trouble for someone else, please.
Gladly.
Yeah, Errol's out the door.
Yep. You guys head on outside. Yahg, you're quickly able to identify the patrolman's hunker house. You know your way around the armed forces of Lightbolt just a bit. And yeah, you lead the group with you over there. Standing at the front is the sheriff. You guys recall seeing. He's communicating with a couple of patrolmen as he looks over to like the lot of you. Sizable group. Well then. He kind of gives you a nod, Yahg, but doesn't make much reference past that. Well, if you're all certain you're ready for a little bit of a mission to help the safety of Beggar Gate, please follow me. And he starts to head on around the backside of the hunker house.
Does this mean it's safe enough for me to go?
He doesn't answer you.
Ah,
As you guys head on around the back, you guys watch as he nears a couple of patrolmen who quickly stop what they're doing, give him a little bit of salute. And as you're around the corner, there's that's a big boy. That is a big boy.
Mm.
But towards the back of the hunker house, you find stuck in chains. That's a bugbear.
That's a bugbear.
You see Yagh's shield just like get into like I'm ready to fucking smack this thing down.
Callum leads over towards Clickbang and goes, what is that? But then he looks over at who he's talking to and goes, oh, leans over to the other side. What is that?
This guy,
It's a bugbear, lad.
this guy doesn't look aggressive in any form or fashion. This guy has what looks to be like a chain gang sort of thing attached to his ankle. And he's clearly not making any move. He's actually sitting on the grass at this moment as you guys kind of come around the corner. He looks up, eyes the sheriff, casually glances over the rest of you guys, looks back at him. Sheriff. Evening. Now, I believe you wanted to perhaps get yourself a little bit of time away from the chain. That was a sad thing. Yes. Right then, he stands up. Big boy, big tall boy. Holy crap, this guy is kind of huge. And he eyeballs all of you, everyone standing around. What?
Wait, do you get to fight with us?
Well, technically speaking, no. Probably not. Maybe? I don't know just yet.
I mean, that would be cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to discuss the safety of Bengate. Those of you who don't know, quite some time ago, the town of Bengate came under attack. It was under attack by a legion of hobgoblins. We did what we could to defend the area and to save its people. Still, some lost their lives, and there was quite an amount of damage done to our property. We do not want that to happen again. Recently, a convoy of people heading down the South Gate were also attacked and raided by what we assume to be the same legion. They took people, they took supplies, and they injured and possibly killed more. But we might have information that will lead us to help stop this incursion. He turns and gestures to the bugbear standing next to him. This gentleman you see before you was one of the few possibly implicated in all this raiding business. The bugbear is just absentmindedly like chewing on something. He was involved in possibly some of the prisoners that were rescued in that raid. But he has agreed to be helpful so far. We have had him doing labor. We've had him doing menial tasks around. But at this time, he has come forward with a bit of information. He thinks he knows where a major legion encampment is. Yeah, it's Ruleset. So, I would like to posit it to you. We need information on the Legion. Where they are, what their numbers are, what their forces contain. And in doing so, you will be paid. You will be paid based on your performance. Now, here's where things get a little tricky. There are hardly any of my men that I can spare at the moment. We're already stretched thin as it is. Because of the losses from the attack, and the men that we've had to send down to Southgate for security purposes, we need freelancers. Can I count on you all for this?
Yeah, kind of like plants his shield down a bit and says, "I'll do what I can."
I always try to help people, but never really done much adventuring before. I guess I'll help.
Torque is full puppy dog eyed, going, please, please, please let me go. Please let me go. Please say it's okay, I can go.
He turns, Errol, click bang.
I thought it was just assumed that I was going.
Clickbang's just like, he looks ready. He's like, yeah.
He's got the dollar signs in his
Yeah,
eyes.
he heard being paid based on performance. And, yeah.
Oh, there goes Click Bang killing again.
The sheriff holds up a hand. Now, I would like to remind you all that this can be as simple as reconnaissance. If you feel like your lives are in danger, by all means, I do not blame you for making any sorts of escape, heading back. You will not be frowned upon for cowardice. Following that, though, if there is any way that you can help our town, you have our... It's well within your jurisdiction to carry out whatever you deem necessary. As such, I would like to send along a little bit of additional help. And he gestures behind you guys as a small dwarven woman comes walking on over.
Oh, is it Hannity?
Oh, well, I see you got yourself quite the collective of people there. As she speaks up to the sheriff, a small, mangy-looking, muddy dog is just, like, bounding around her, being a dopey little bastard.
Yahg immediately just goes, puppy.
Yeah, no, Arrow's kind of got the same thing. You don't know. He's like, oh my god, that's adorable.
Sit down. I'll give you jerky later.
Hi, Hannity.
Hello. So, Sheriff, these are the, this is a hired help, huh? The sheriff nods. And if you feel comfortable with it, he gestures to the bugbear. I'd be willing to send him along with you all.
Yeah, just keeping his mouth shut because he doesn't know what to think of this yet.
Zephyr's like nodding her head.
Zephyr.
I mean, not Zephyr. Torque is like nodding her head, like, I heard you. Well, I heard that you guys were just mostly hungry, so I'm okay if you're coming with.
Listen, I didn't have anything to do with the whole captured people raiding business. They just asked me to hold on to it, so I didn't care. They were going to give me some food. Me. But you know what? Yeah, I don't mind changing sides. As long as I can get myself a nicer place to sleep and maybe some some more of that food that you guys have. Seriously, like, how do you people have such good food?
Speak with your blade, and I'm sure the rewards will come.
Yeah. Speaking of blade, do I get that back? The sheriff looks back over at you guys.
What if he decides to use it? I'm sure we can handle it.
Yahg holds his shield up a bit. Not much gets past this.
Just give it to him.
Very well. He nods to another couple of patrolmen who drag out this big old broadsword.
I want it.
You're like this with everything. Stop it. You can't carry that one-handed, so fuck off.
We just met, but you're right.
That's not a thing with this guy.
The bugbear takes the sword, shoulders it, and actually gives like the two guys a little bit of a gruff nod. As one of the other, as he's kind of like staring at the two, a third patrolman leans down and like takes a key and unlocks the ankle chain. He just kind of steps out of it. Right then.
Then he promptly swings at us. I'm kidding.
Nope.
Wouldn't end well for him.
He takes a couple steps over, looming over you guys.
How tall is he?
Oh, fucking 9 feet, man.
Mm.
Like, height-wise, I would say he's like almost neck and neck with Gamble.
Gamble's like 7 foot something.
Yeah, he's big. Taller than you guys.
Wow.
Here I made Yahg 7 feet tall flat, so I'm just like, well,
could,
shit.
Like, picnic in your shade. That's awesome.
He just kind of gives a little bit of a snort. So when are we moving out? As soon as possible would be nice. Right then, we head east.
East we go.
Lead the way.
All right. As he stops and looks to the rest of you, let me guess, you need me to be escorted out of town. Yes. Once you folks are at a distance deemed safe enough, my patrolman will head back here. You understand? And he gestures for you guys to continue forward. 4 patrolmen flank next to you guys as you all start heading out. Hannity is walking alongside you guys as you all head on out towards the woods. And it's not long before you guys slip into the trees and make your way eastwards. The bugbear is very definitely in the front. I mean, if someone knows how to get there, might as well be this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what was it? Take a break.
Oh,
I
okay.
need to pee.
Sure.
Break time.
Break time, break time, break time, break time.
We'll be right back with Power to Rise side stories.
Good name for it.
Amy's giving me a look like, ah! Hope you guys are having fun so far.
Yes, I'm actually really happy to be able to use Yahg. Although, everyone else, I don't know how to voice Yahg yet.
Kenku makes it easy.
Kenku makes it fucking hilarious for me.
Kobe, I am really digging your portrayal of a Kenku. I can tell you're having fun.
See, I'm having a lot of fun with it too, only because he does things and I'm just like, I can spin this.
I have returned.
I will be right back.
That was a quick date, Keaton.
Pressurized.
I'll make some goddamn popcorn after that fucking.
Yeah, if he's making popcorn, I'm getting some too. Fuck you.
Railgun piss.
I said the
Pressure
hole in the
wash.
toilet.
It was a bathroom based click bang.
Wow.
Alright.
Pow!
Bang, bang.
But yeah, I'm having fun so far.
Yeah, writing these characters is fun.
You know, all I got out of Keaton's comment was just... I don't want to say.
I'll be right back.
Click, bang, one pump jump. Yeah, click bang definitely makes this a lot more interesting.
Mhm.
Just because of the speech barrier. There's probably going to be a few times where we're going to have to roll and learn and figure out what the fuck you're talking about.
It's fun trying to come up with these interpretations for what I want to say.
You're doing it really well too, because you're doing it on the fly.
Oh yeah, all the clickbang stuff is super impressive. The Torque voice is fucking me up though. I need
Someone-
a lot more
some-
tea.
Someone made an interesting thing. The Spider-Man movies weren't rebooted. We just watched different universes of the Spider-Verse.
Yep. Peter Parker, Peter B. Parker. Ultimate Parker.
Shitty
I mean, that's
Parker.
actually where I would do it. Like the first series, that was Peter Parker. No, you know what? The first series was Peter B. Parker. The first reboot was like Ultimate Universe, I'd say. And then this last one, feel like would be like the regular Peter Parker, because it feels a lot more closer to his origin story than the first one.
Right. I can't wait to see new Spider-Man movies, like with the current actor.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Oh no, yeah, I love Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man.
He's so good, and he's so
that kid
funny.
was born to play Peter Parker.
He really was.
Like with the whole Tony Stark collaboration between it, like just Tony talking to him about stuff like this. It's really fucking funny.
And it's so genuine too. there's this really funny thing where he was doing a screen test with Chris Evans, and the thing said Spider-Man does a flip into the room. Like, the script says that. So he asks just to the room in general, should I do the flip? And Chris Evans very sarcastically went, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, you should totally do the flip. And so he fucking does the flip, and there's this gif where you see him flip in, and then the camera pans over to Chris Evans, who just has this dumbstruck look on his face.
Like, oh shit, he did it.
Rogers. So
is that how that part happened in Homecoming?
hey, Spider-Man, do a flip! Alright, yeah!
Rolls a nat 20. Oh shit, he did it.
Uh-huh. That kid is constantly rolling a nat 20.
He is the definition of a 20, apparently.
Yeah. Well, except when he's crit failing.
So, meanwhile, I've been watching the new season of Flash on Netflix.
Oh, is Flash on
Hi, I'm back.
Season
I've
4.
never seen the DC TV shows. I've heard they're all good. I just never seen them.
They're decent. The only problems I've had with a lot of them are they have like cross episodes where you go from like Flash to Green Arrow to Supergirl. There's not many of them.
No,
There's
that is
just
from what
enough.
I've seen. I have seen one episode of Supergirl, and I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, I don't like Supergirl or Green Arrow, but Flash is pretty good.
I saw the Red Tornado episode.
Yeah,
That
pretty bad.
Red Tornado costume, I could not take seriously.
Popcorn, get.
Da 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 da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. World's lamest Final Fantasy mission.
Oh my god, we're somewhere unfamiliar!
You're actually on the side of Begging Gate, Matt.
Yeah,
I just buggled it.
I only noticed that because I had been constantly highlighting and unhighlighting, and it's just like, oh, I can still highlight Yahg.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all here and ready, yeah?
Yeah.
Nope. Yes.
Cal is just staring at that rack.
Of ribs.
Of ribs.
This is so far
I
the
ship
best
it.
comment of the night.
I ship it.
Did anyone put
Would
that
you
in
ship the
context?
halfling and ribs? Got it.
I'll do it.
Ah.
Callum.
Yes.
I think my favorite contrast here is between Errol and Clickbang's pictures there. I'm a famous fighter, but don't fuck with me. I'm a bird.
Bird with a gun.
Bunch of guns. Huge
I mean,
birds.
I haven't shown off
with
my guns. I'm a bird with a
Gun
bag. Bird with a bag.
See, he's the offense. I'm the defense.
I mean, pretty much.
Did we plan it this way? No. Is it probably going to work that way? Yes.
And I'm the support.
Right on
And
your shoulders
I'm-
with guns in each hand.
And I'm here too.
Actually, yeah, this party is a bit more melee heavy than our other party.
A little bit.
Well, at least we have a dedicated tank.
More importantly, a dedicated healer.
Yep.
It doesn't shoot you with bullets.
Healing bullets.
Healing bullets.
Healing bullets.
Guns.
Anyway, I'm just really glad we have our tank. Isn't that right, Mr. Bugbear?
Good luck with that.
Go ahead, make an attack roll. See what happens. Clang.
So, what are we waiting on?
I don't know what are we waiting on.
Josh.
We're back.
Quick thing.
Dog token, no.
Fix.
Oh my god. Why though?
I thought it best to like,
But-
I need a doofy looking dog.
But why?
He's the most helpful son of a bitch out here.
Oof.
All right. Well, everyone good?
Mhm.
That's a 1 yes.
Yes, everyone's ready.
All right.
Yes.
So we pick back up with our new group of companions, new friends, compatriots, hiking through the woods,
People that just met.
following after this bugbear. Although the dog seems to be a little interested in just continuously like sniffing ahead, come back, messing with the bugbear, that sort of thing.
You know, a dog.
So look, so it's really weird having these. What'd you call them again? Sandwiches. They don't look like witches, but just meat and bread.
Would it blow your mind to tell you they're not made of sand either?
Well, I had one. I very much doubt there was sand in that. But man, that's a good thing.
I don't think that's where the name comes from. Never mind.
You know, speaking of what things are called, do you have a name you'd like to go by, Mr. Bugbear?
The guy actually kind of like turns his head over as he looks back at you guys.
Oh,
Do you
Well-
have anything you're called?
mostly it's just hey idiot or hey you or something like that. Don't do much for names, but
Consider thinking of one.
Seriously,
yeah.
idiot doesn't suit you at all.
Doesn't have to be elaborate.
Thanks.
Simple.
I guess you could call me Bernie.
Bernie?
Yeah, that'll work.
Bernie suits you much better.
Especially since my clan pretty much got wiped out anyways, so I guess that's one way to remember him.
Were they wiped out by fire? Is that why they call you?
Wow!
I'm just curious.
Nah, back in the war. Yeah.
Sorry, I
It's
was laughing at Justin.
not that big of a deal. Them bastards had it coming. But yeah, the
Oh,
burning stein bears, bugbears, that's us.
I hate you.
But
go to
you
hell,
know,
Gus.
you know, we I try to take in new members every once in a while. Bunch of other idiots. There was a couple other palookas I was running with. One of the boys had a shiny green rock. He's back in town. He's not doing anything though. But fuck him, so don't care. And there was another boy, big, always angry, big and sharp and all that sort of stuff. But he's dead.
Wait, did he have a broken tooth on one side?
Huh?
I punched him.
No. As far as I can reckon. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Might be the case.
He just sounds familiar. She's like dusting her knuckles.
So wait, are you trying to tell me you were there when the Legion went and attacked town?
Oh yeah, I was definitely there. It was fun.
Can I like?
I mean,
can I, like-
everybody else didn't seem to be having as much fun as I was having, but it was a really good fight.
What's up, Errol?
What would I roll to see if she's lying?
This would be a learning with disadvantage.
Hmm.
Like, to see if you've even heard anything along these lines.
See?
Actually, hang on, you might have heard about a little bit about a attack on Beckengate a while back. Not even just from the sheriff, but you do recall hearing that someone was passing through town and just happened to be there to help with the defenses. But more than that, you really didn't pay much attention to. But you know, from what she's saying,
Holes being filled in.
yeah,
Huh.
holes are starting to line up and everything.
I'm making that up. Neat.
Yeah, whatever. As long as I can get myself some fresh air, I'm fine.
Well, I'm glad you were able to stretch your legs.
Bugbear actually looks up. The sky is getting a little bit dark.
We should make camp.
Okay. She just
Aye.
sits down.
Torque just sits down.
Yeah, she just sits down.
Right.
Oh, are we making it right here? And Callum just sits next to her.
Like Errol just stares
Dude.
down at these two. Like
Do either of you know what a camp is?
I.
My sister and I did it a lot when we were running away. It basically was we would pick a tree and nap.
Yeah, me and my friends used to do it all the time.
Clickbang
See?
make
I'm right. I'm right.
Clickbang makes a fire sound,
Yeah, no. I'll.
Yeah,
just
I'll,
like the
just
crackling of
points.
flames.
I'll look at Yahg and be like, "Do you have any bedrolls?"
I have mine.
Great.
What do you need a bedroll for? There's grass right here.
Right?
Alright, the young lad has a point. Hannity speaks up as she kind of like looks up around. Well, if you folks don't mind, I'll run and get us some firewood going and maybe see if I can find some game as well.
Not afraid of bugs in your cloak, are you, Errol?
Considering.
Rolling with it.
It's like like disease
You
is
sure it's-
part of why I lost my arm.
Aw. Well, I don't think there's any diseases around here. She like pats next to her. Come on, sit down. Some dirt on that cloak will give it some character.
Errol sends his mage hand around to the various trees and starts gathering moss. So
Yeah, just
he just kind of does this for like 10 minutes until he has enough to actually make a somewhat decent cushion out of.
Yahg is looking around
Andy.
like ah shit, I don't have my axe.
Very fun.
I've got a shield and I've got my gauntlet. This might be time consuming.
Torque just flops back, like wriggles a little bit into the dirt to make it all soft, and then closes her eyes.
Bernie's not making any moves. He puts on a Slav squat and just kind of sits,
Yeah,
full view of everybody.
yeah, no, that's fine. Errol, he noticeably doesn't make enough of cushion to actually like full layout on. He sits and then he starts taking deep breaths to go into his elven trance.
Yeah, at this point, Yahg just shrugs, plants his shield down, and just like leans against it.
Hannity returns, manages she has enough firewood to put everything together. Mutt has like one of the bits of wood in his mouth, just dopely running along. I got a stick.
Good boy.
Eventually, you guys kind of get a little bit of a fire going, a nice little bit of a clearing.
It's the point where it's like Errol's in his trance, the dog walks up, and he's just like, the only movement is his hand to reach out to pet the dog.
The dog actually like heads on over towards you, Errol, while you're sitting cross-legged. Lays down, rolls over on his belly, just puts his head in your in like the crossing of your legs. Just
So the
Oh,
only
my
two
belly.
the only two movements on him are his hand petting the dog and just a tiny smile.
Yahg probably sees you smile and just goes, yeah, dogs.
It's adorable.
I'm imagining I'm like sitting next to Clickbang and I'm just like shooting the shit with him. No pun intended.
If any of you ever make a character that doesn't like dogs, I'm immediately gonna not trust that character.
I mean, Torito.
That's racist.
Got him.
Yeah. So night kind of drifts on. The bugbear stares on in the fire for a while there. Kind of looks back up at you guys.
Are you sleepy? Don't you want to like properly rest?
Oh, I'm gonna give myself as much sleep as I can. But, there's a little thing called keeping watch.
All right.
Yagh's nodding, agreeing.
But then, I'll take first, I guess. Who should I wake up?
Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
It's just kind of like crumbles a bit. Then I'll wake you up later. That kind of goes on. You guys managed to get yourself some sleep. Thankfully, Hannity did manage to find a couple rabbits. Skins them, dresses them, cooks them real nice. Everyone manages to get some dinner.
Familiarity.
Rabbit season.
Eventually, you guys do manage to wake and change and shifts on watching and everything like that. There's no funny movements. The bugbear wakes you up, heads on over to a rock and passes out. He still has that big old sword with him, but you can tell as he kind of crosses his arms, he's just kind of sitting there. He might still be a little bit on the defensive around you guys.
Hey,
That's fair. He doesn't know us.
relax a little bit. You won't get any rest that way. Would it help to know I slept like a rock around you? Bernie, old pal?
Bernie opens his eyes. There could be other things out here. And
Okay.
if I get found out by any of my own kind, my throat might as well be slit.
Well, we'll make sure that doesn't happen.
I pet the dog.
Yeah. Bernie passes out. The rest of the night kind of goes off uneventfully. The fire's been put out. You guys take turns doing watch. Uneventful. Morning comes along. There's a bit of stretching you guys do, getting the stiffness out of the joints. Bernie steps up, takes that big old broadsword of his, puts it back on his shoulder. Right. You folks still coming with, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
We haven't done the job yet.
Right then. This way, and continues to head east.
Yahg walks beside him and offers him his water skin, like, thirsty?
Oh, thank you. He actually takes it from you. Takes a couple loud, slobbery gulps. Thankfully, his mouth does not make contact with your water skin. He just kind of like puts it back in your chest.
Fair enough.
Callum's gonna walk next to Hannity, and, make some small talk. Because, they kind of just met and said,
Yep.
she's coming with us.
And then he smiles over at you, Callum.
Mhm.
So, what made you venture out into the brave big world?
The Shire is in a bit of trouble. Me and Anne, she sent me to go find some help.
I see. Oh, hopefully we can find you that help.
Yeah, I should have checked in town first to see if I could get into the city, but seemed like you all were in trouble.
Oh well, if it is any consolation to you, nobody's getting inside.
What?
You hear Bernie
No, it's
kinda
not funny.
front.
My town's in danger. I need to get in there.
A lot of people need to get in there.
A lot of people do.
That's what my sister and her friends are up to right now, trying to do enough good deeds in order to get some good favor in order to get into the city.
Yeah, Yahg just kind of nods, knowing, that the city's in a bit of a predicament and going, yeah, I can't get back in.
Yeah, y'all clickbang. You guys were outside of Claimhold when everything kind of got locked down. So you guys don't really have a grasp on what the hell is going on. You just know that when they mean business on their security.
Yeah. Like it'd be a case of, even with my father's name, I'm not allowed in right now.
Clickbang sort of imitates like some guards, like, nobody's allowed in, that's the final I say.
You put on a nice big gruff, fuck off.
Bernie,
What?
do you know what happened?
Does it look like I know what happened?
Well, you laughed.
Just kind of amused. You folks put up that big old wall to keep us out. Now you folks can't get in. What do they call that, ironic?
I wouldn't
Any word for
know,
it?
but it sounds about right.
I think that might be a coincidence on my part.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't rightly care. As long as I get food. Right then. We're almost there. Let's see. You guys actually kind of come to a little bit of a forested hill. But you can see over the tops of tree lines, there's smoke rising off in the distance.
How much? Is it like enough to be a firefighter
There's-
or
there's-
just like camp?
Not like an out of control fire, but it definitely looks like it's camp. And judging by the amount of smoke trails that you guys can see, kind of a sizable camp.
How many smoke trails do we see?
Give me a perception roll.
Fair enough. Yahg. See if his zero can get anything.
No.
Nice one.
I have a
Yeah.
ten.
what the
Roll
hell?
2.
What the fuck are you talking about? Those are clouds. Jesus.
Wow, Callum can see everything.
Callum, you don't only just...
What do your halfling eyes see?
Alright, well,
Your specialized see.
so, quick bang, real quick.
I picked Callum up and put him on my shoulders.
Thankfully,
No.
with your...
Clickbang's like, hey, that's mine.
Thankfully, with your penchant for paying attention to details, Clickbang, you actually do manage to count out the fires. There are several. But from judging from the layout, it looks like it might be in a circular sort of design camp. So yeah, this might be a war camp of some sorts. Justin, you can actually smell the smoke.
Nice.
And
I smell it. It's
judging
mahogany.
by what's going on, yeah, that's local lumber. Some of it's food, but some of it's just plain old ongoing campfires, torches, that sort of thing. But, there's something hinting in the smoke. Something might not be entirely natural going on. The bugbear looks back to you guys. Well, there it is. How do you folks want to do this? Because I'm going to let you know right now if that's a war camp I'm thinking about. A straight up approach might not be a good idea.
Something doesn't smell right though. Sorry, I can smell the smoke. It doesn't smell like normal smoke. You got any idea what might be going on?
He sniffs at the air a bit. I would like a learning roll. And Justin, you get advantage 1 on this.
Jesus.
I don't smell anything.
Yeah, Callum, you managed to eventually hit you. There's Errol, that also. Something about that. You guys.
And now that I know to sniff for it. Oh.
That's magic fire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. That's magic.
Okay.
What does everybody smell?
They have
She
wizards.
starts smelling her clothes.
They have at least one wizard.
Oh?
Great.
Wait, a wizard?
There's magic in the air.
Wizard,
being burned lightly.
sorcerer, magic bloods. Well, in any case.
Can I pull out one of my telescoped muskets and see if I can get a better look at things?
Absolutely. Give me a perception roll. You get advantage on this one.
Cool.
I see him pull
You
up- I see him pull
just
up-
watch Clickbang reach into like this I don't know,
Little bag.
hip side bag and just pull out this really big fuck off gun out of it.
You know,
And-
I see the big fuck off gun. I'm like, no, but then I just see him look through the scope. I'm like,
Oh my god.
49! Jesus!
I was going to give you fucking advantage too. All right then. Well then. You know what? And with a roll like that,
You see
do you
everything.
climb up into the trees first?
Oh my god.
I just climb up on top of Yahg and just
Hey, okay.
and you guys might want to zoom in because this is a big map.
Oh my god.
All right,
this is
so where are we at the east end?
You guys are on
We're
the
at the
west end.
My bad.
So you guys haven't made it onto the map yet. Clickbang, as you pull out your rifle and take a look around, that's a full-fledged war camp. There are trenches dug. There are walls put up. You can see like maybe a couple of archers moving every here and there.
Yeah, there's double grid lines.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, past the walls, you guys kind of can't see like what all is going on, structures and what interior forces are, everything along those lines. But
Right.
boy,
Clickbang puts away his gun and you still don't get how that works, and he kind of makes this gesture where his arms are out really wide and he does like this gesture of a bow and arrow and makes a sound and just a lot, and then makes a really loud fire sound, like there's a lot of fire.
Big, got it.
Walls. And just tries to extend his arms really tall.
So, Yahg just puts
One of our party members has to play charades.
So there's
Yahg
like-
just uses his shield and says, what, walls?
He nods really quickly.
and archers, bow and arrow guys.
Nods again.
Oh boy.
So, what you're trying to tell us is full-fledged war camp. Massive.
He nods once.
This is bad.
Should we go back and tell them, or should we try and get a closer look, figure out what they're doing in there?
It's a war camp. No matter what, it's going to be bad. The best
Well-
plan would be placing traps on our way back, and hopefully that'll help dwindle some of the numbers. At least that's my thought.
It might not be such a case. Hey, you, Birdman, get that thing back out again.
He pulls a different looking one out.
How did? Okay.
He actually points off well into the distance, and using that same perception roll from earlier, you actually take a look towards the back of the camp, the eastern side. It looks like there's a bunch of wagons getting loaded up.
Clickbang will kind of make like a wagon sound, like wheels rolling on the ground.
Looks like they're trying to leave. Well, they're
Why would
moving
they be
something out.
leaving?
But here's the problem. You said it was magic fire?
Aye. Likely reagents being burned.
Nah, maybe. That might be the Warpers Legion.
The what?
The Warpers. They use a lot of magic, but they use a lot of... I've heard of them. They do some dark deeds.
Do they use a bright light? Like a really bright light that like shoots out?
Maybe? I don't know. I haven't seen them in action, but...
I think I have.
He looks over towards you.
He kind of scared me. There was this one that was... Well, he was real far off and he didn't seem too happy with what the others were doing. And there was this tower that me and Ford worked really hard to get and built, and it was helping us. It was like zapping everything. And then this guy, he used his hands, and this light shot out. And then the next thing I knew, our tower was destroyed.
Concerning.
I can't punch that.
Yes,
Did you
that
get-
is cause for great alarm.
Did you get a good look at him?
A little. I might be able to tell if I saw him again. It was far off.
I think I know who that one is, but I don't know if he's gonna be here.
I
Well, either way, approaching this as we are would be suicide.
We could try. We could try sneaking around to the sides. He points out. Clickbank, you're able to easily follow his motions. He points towards like the north and south entrances. Could be able to sneak in there, past the trenches, or you could try going through, or this might be a bit of a stupid idea. We could try to get you guys in there.
My entire career is made of stupid ideas.
Can I use my observant perk to see if there's any actual weak spots? Like weak patrol areas, places we could sneak in?
Keen sense allow you to typically notice. Yep. So you actually notice. Yeah, no. There. As you're looking around, you do notice there's a few patrol parties going on around here. And
Any spots that look like that are
North.
weakly patrolled?
yeah, north and south both look like they're having a bit of folks on the sides. Looking at it further, you can actually spot a group of what looks to be sentries sitting on the west end side. And then, of course, you have the eastern side, but it looks like, there's quite a few people milling about there. From the looks of things, maybe the north side will be easier to get around. But, still...
Clickbang imitates the Bernie's voice and, just says north.
So, Bernie, how do you suggest we get in there?
Well,
Let me guess. Prisoners?
I was gonna say, maybe folks got rope.
Well,
Hang on. I'm gonna use my scavenger perk.
I was thinking about this, but he's like, if I don't have my shield, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah,
On top of that, I can't
Mark,
speak,
you take a look around the hill that you're on. You actually do notice that there's a steep portion of the hill, and someone left a rope just tied up around one of the trees.
Oh, here we go.
That'll do. Now, you probably need to be able to put your stuff into something that we can easily carry. But other than that, it's...
Actually, hold on. Yahg is just now thinking about this, how he's seen Clickbang pull out numerous amounts of guns and just stops, slowly turns and looks at Clickbang, holds up a shield and points at the bag like, can this go in there?
Clickbang shakes his head.
Damn. Worth a shot.
Can't believe that hasn't come up before.
He keeps his belongings, I keep mine. I try not to pressure him about what he's doing. Usually.
Well, I reckon I can carry that myself.
How fast? Okay, I'm sorry. Where are we bringing the stuff again?
He is offering to carry the stuff with him as if they are spoils of war. That he has taken these things from you. And basically, his plan is to lead you guys in bound by rope.
Right.
Now, we could do that, but my honest question would be, when things get inevitably hairy, how do we get out?
Clickbang.
Good question.
Clickbang makes some clickbang sounds.
Just like guns going off.
Yeah.
See, I like his idea. We'll worry about it when we worry about it.
I can... Well, okay. Brain.
I was gonna say, there is a person whose hand isn't really bound by physical limitations.
Yeah, my other thing was I need to look at a thing real fast. If I could just scroll down real fast. Pretty good.
Yeah, Callum's kind of sitting there, wringing his hands. He looks very nervous.
Okay, no, that's
That's fine. Yahg is thinking this is a terrible idea as well, so,
That's power level 5. Never mind. I can. My mage hand can carry 10 pounds of stuff, and you can just say that that's a magic artifact you stole.
It's fair.
It's not much, but it helps. If nothing else, you can drag my sword along with it.
I take like a biscuit I stole from Russ's earlier and just kind of hand it to Callum. Eat, you'll feel better.
Oh, thanks. I'm a little nervous.
That's all right.
I've never done anything like this before.
Me either. I mean, I fought them, but I've never like infiltrated before.
Right.
But,
Who?
I mean,
I
worst
can-
comes to worst. When the bad stuff happens, jump behind one of us biggins.
Yeah, I can at least handle weapons for someone else. Who else has got? Like, I look at the tower shield and I look at the heavy ass bag of guns. Who's got lighter weaponry?
I just have these. She like lifts up her fists.
I cannot carry those apart from you.
I mean, if we're going with this, I got my spear.
Perfect. Yeah. Just drag this along with my hand. Say it's a magic artifact, and when push comes to shove, I can get you your spear back very quickly.
Just be careful with it. It was me dad's.
I promise you will not lose your spear.
Thanks.
I might have to take that for a bit, but I'll get back to you.
Yep, I can kind of gather up my sword and his spear in the same like spectral fistful, and then hand that off to Bernie.
It seems like a very hands-on approach.
He
I hate you.
takes them and like
I hate you
puts
more.
them into his belt, just kind of like, oh, this is mine now. Hannity offers her backpack, so you guys
Yeah,
can stash anything else.
it's kind of clenched in the fist in the pouch.
Yep. And as for if anybody wants to have a holdout weapon, you give it a
I
shot.
mean,
I
can't
literally
really
had
do
the,
that with.
I literally had the one weapon.
Yahg would probably stow his talon gauntlet away because that probably wouldn't drag any attention.
Unless you're willing to say I had a dagger this entire time, I also only had the spear.
Clickbang kind of just holds his bag close to him.
Before we get all good and tied up, I am going to take a swig of my good stuff, just in case something happens. I'm getting plus on all my attacks.
Okay.
And then I just stash that back into my belt.
Alrighty. Well, Bernie kind of walks over, goes for the flask.
She's kind of like, really, are they really going to notice?
I mean, shiny. You want to try to hide that a little better?
Okay. She hands it to him.
Okay. He takes it, puts inside of the backpack that's being used for a lot of little stuff. Takes a bag, slings it over his shoulder. Yahg's shield goes onto his back. Spear and sword are in his belt along those lines. He carries his own sword over his other shoulder. And
He looks like he's strapped for war.
yeah, and he basically helps get you guys. Who is everyone subjecting themselves to the wrap up?
I have one arm. I don't look like I put up much of a fight without a weapon anyway.
Yep, nope. So
Reluctantly, yes.
Is Clickbang handing over his bag?
No.
It's a bag. It doesn't look like much.
yeah, he takes a look at you, Clickbang. Makes you feel any better. Won't give this to anybody else. By rights of conquest, this should be mine.
He just looks in his bag, and then the bugbear and just like hides it away from him.
Clickbang, we're not going to be able to sneak in unless you can figure that out.
You could stash it underneath
If-
your cloak, like you have a hunchback, like a hunchback, and then
If
put your cloak over it.
I can appeal to them. You don't need to give up the bag.
Right then. Well, at the very least, can't have your hands on it.
Well, shit.
So,
Brothers in arms.
in a bit of show of faith, Bernie kind of takes holds a rope out and kind of like tries to loop it around your bag. Click bang.
He just wraps it to my chest. And you're like,
I can't reach my gun like this.
Ties it down. Your hands go behind your back, unfortunately, at this point.
So the bag is tied to his chest, but his hands are tied to his back. That's hilarious.
Yes.
No, this is the worst thing.
And stands back, looks at everybody. Everyone feel good about this?
No.
No, let's go.
I'm pretty alright with this, actually.
Yeah, Errol's like, nothing new.
Is this like a normal thing for you?
You would not be surprised, I don't think.
No, not really. I think it's pretty cool. Wish I could travel around and get into trouble like that.
Alright.
It's not as glamorous as you might be thinking.
Well, it's not glamour.
They're so tiny.
Well, yeah, so Bernie turns and goes, right then, a little bit of a short walk. This entrance will probably see us by that time. Of course, maybe let me do most of the talking.
Torque makes a very tipsy like turn of the key in her mouth and then a throwing away of the key.
And he begins to lead you guys east towards the camp. In a kind of a single file line, so to speak, because of the rope connecting you all together. So, kind of like it's a slave procession style. As you guys are walking along, every once in a while, it looks like you guys are out of sight of the camp. He reaches down, picks up like a fistful of dirt, and tosses it over his shoulder, like covering you guys a bit.
And there, I figured the plane wouldn't last.
Oh, so some way.
Besides, clean, highly overrated.
Well, there is one particular strange thing. At the very end is the dog following after you guys. He's still he's still having a fun time, man.
What if the dog was tied to the dwarf? Sort of like how Clickbang's bag is tied to him.
Yeah, as the Bernie continues to lead you guys forward. Eventually, you kind of reach the front. Looking up, you can see a couple of hobgoblins staring down from little watchtowers, and 4 bugbears guarding this gate. They stop and turn and look up at you guys. Straight, like the one in the front looked like he was about to say something, and then just takes notice of the fact that there's a fucking line of people behind this one dude.
You know, Errol has practiced this look. He fixes them with the stare, like, as soon as I finish with him, I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
Quick
Torque
Bang's
isn't as tactful. She's kind of just like chilling.
Clickbang's kind of
Looks
flailing
like
in
it,
his
yeah.
bindings, like he doesn't like this at all.
yeah, no.
It's very persuasive.
He
You know what?
He looks
Yahg
like
is
he looks like the rope was tied under massive duress.
Yahg just like squirms a bit trying to get the rope undone. He's like, "Arr!"
Business. The bugbear at the front turns and looks at Bernie like, what the fuck is going on? Bernie just shrugs. Business transport. The guys look back at everyone. I would like a presence roll from everybody with advantage 1.
Presence advantage.
This is why I have 4 points in presence.
Right?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
And averages out.
No.
All right.
Presence roll for the dog. Advantage. Go.
Yeah,
Advantage
Errol,
5.
you look like you're
Everyone loves
kind of getting a little bit of the eyes up until Yahg decides to step in and gets their attention.
I feel like the death, the like revenge glare is a little undercut by the fact that his armor looks way too well put together for a guy with one arm.
Yep. Yahg, thankfully, you managed to kind of salvage the situation. You're the one who's putting on the most defeated look out of all of them. So,
It's mostly because I saw the hobgoblins and I'm pissed.
yeah, your hatred for these guys. Hey,
Runs
man, we
deep.
fought a war against you assholes. Get off our land. But they kind of like look between you all, look back at Bernie, eye his stuff. What's all that for? Huh? Oh, spoils. It's mine now. What are you gonna do about it? All right. My bear kind of like looks at the
Can't
other.
argue with that.
Right then, you can go ahead and take him inside. Right, where's the snipers? What, you don't know? Bernie just gives him a dead stare down. No.
I don't.
Ugh, fuck. Fine, whatever. Take it right. It's gonna be to the south. Right, you are. Alright. Move it, you fucking lot. Bernie yanks on the rope and tugs you guys forward. And continues to head his way inside. Yeah, fucking Clickbang continues to struggle at the very back. Meanwhile, Mutt thinks you're playing around, has like skipped up to your side and is trying to like he's barking and yapping at you.
That's the wrong one. You're not here.
No.
There you go.
When did you get here?
I have to imagine that was like a mishap from one of his teleports. He just ends up here. He's like, oh, that's not right.
Time stop. Problem solved. But yeah,
Literally all I can think of now.
We are also missing a halfling on the map.
Yes. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
My bad.
He's bound to my chest, it's fine.
He's after the dog. There's a rope
Yeah,
leading from the dog to
Leads you guys
Don't.
in.
What happened?
Whoa.
How'd you get down there?
I don't know. I didn't do it.
Don't worry about it. What?
He's escaped.
He's making a run for it. Kill him.
Now you're on a dwarf.
But as you guys head
I'm in
on
front of her.
inside, taking a look around, you guys look and see the pale bodies, pointed ears, fanged teeth, hobgoblins snarling at the lot of you.
I'm gonna make a snarl back.
I mimic their snarl perfectly.
Make me some presence rolls, both of you.
Callum just kind
if-
of winces at the snarls. Damn.
The hobgoblins are a little bit taken aback. Granted, the fact that you guys look like you've been dragged through the dirt and through like tied up with rope and everything, you actually cause these guys to like, fuck, whatever,
Orb was
fuck
like,
off.
I have sharp teeth too, see?
As
I have to imagine they're more surprised at Clickbang's like, little bird, big sound.
There you go.
minor technical difficulty. As Bernie continues to lead you guys inside, he's looking back and forth as you guys head in. There's the sounds of what appears to be like a blacksmith off in the distance.
Yeah, no, I personally am just like eyes darting around looking for, like in a pinch, stuff I could knock over, stuff I could start a fire with, just stuff to make general chaos with.
There do look to be some torch stands over here and there, but for the most part, a lot of those are just put out. Some of the smoke trails that you actually do see are coming from inside of huts. You get the sense that they might be being used for cooking.
And when I say like in a pinch, I mean like as something as big as, say, is there a weak support strut in one of the guard towers that I could perchance cleave in twain?
Give me a perception roll.
17?
Yeah, actually, as you're kind of passing along, you can take a look around. As much these are. Now here's the thing. You can actually admire some of the craftsmanship going into this. These are like put together to last for the most part, but you can clearly identify some like weak points in these structures. Like some of the struts are a little bit too out of the side. If you put a good blow right here, that should topple like the back corner of the building. You know, and this wood is definitely flammable. So
Perfect.
sabotage is probably gonna definitely be a thing that you guys can do.
As we're
Yeah, no,
walking around,
Knocking stuff over was part of the job description.
Yep.
I'm looking out for like a head honcho looking character to just
Same.
blow their brains out.
Give
Torque?
me a perception roll.
Torque is just a tourist right now. She's just kind of enjoying the environment.
21. Jesus. Well, it doesn't take much looking around as you guys pass down this big old building towards the middle. You definitely notice a couple of guys, like this one gentleman, walk out front.
Gentlemen.
Kind of lazily eyeballs procession, but I will actually put them onto the map for you.
Callum's looking for escape routes. He doesn't want to be here, and he's ready
ugly.
to book it.
Yeah, clickbang, you notice a man covered in burn scars. His face looks like a malformed sort of thing. But as he steps out, turns and looks at you guys, there's definitely a hint of malice in his eyes.
I'm gonna kill it.
His name's Heavy Bernie.
Do I recognize him as would he be one I would have seen from battle?
Is he one of the stain bears?
You actually don't recognize this man.
Okay.
But however, as he steps on outside, looks to a lot of you prisoners, as you guys are kind of heading past, I would like a perception roll from you, Amy.
Oh,
I rolled percent. Callum's looking for escape routes.
Escape routes. Judging from everything, Callum, as you look back and forth towards walls, everything along those lines,
Maybe this way.
Whoa,
what
there
happened?
are actually very convenient ramps up to those walls.
Hold on, I
And
can't
if you-
get rid of the strong. There we go.
Yeah, if you give it some finagling, you can actually hop over the walls, or if you stick low and close, there actually are quite a few barrels, bags, boxes sitting around every here and there.
Mhm.
You think you might have a okay time slipping yourself out if it comes to that.
Just Metal Gear it out.
just he
Yeah, I
throws
would end
himself-
up just like jumping it. Just
He
like, fuck
throw-
it.
He throws himself into a barrel and just rolls it all the way out.
But Zephyr, as you're walking out,
not Zephyr.
I'm sorry, Torque, as you walk yourself on down, you look past the man with the burn scars. Someone catches your eye inside that building. That's him.
The one with the light.
The one with the light. The one who wielded a sword and destroyed whatever structure that was, on top of everything.
She had been walking her full 6 feet and just like very casually walking through. There is a definite change. She's kind of shrunk a little bit and trying very, very hard not to be noticed.
I do need an agility roll from you.
I'll kill him.
You do get advantage 1 hour.
Okay.
But you look inside, man with glowing eyes, hobgoblin. Definitely fits the frame of everything that you remember seeing back during the attack.
I'm gonna kill him.
She
It's really about inside.
she is whispering to whoever can hear her.
Probably Arrow.
Probably Arrow. Or Clickbang, whoever. She's just
Clickbang's
like,
probably distracted.
oh, that's true. All right. So she whispers to Errol, "It's him. It's the one with the light."
He just nods and says, "Noted."
As the Bernie continues to lead you guys on down. It gets you folks on over towards these pits. It looks like they're being used for prisoners, but nobody else is here. As a matter of fact, there's a very bored-looking hobgoblin sitting down, having a meal. He looks up, sees a lot of you guys. What the hell is this? Prisoners! What the fuck do you think they are? Right then, get them in the pens. Or, well, we could set them to some tasks. Some of the animals need to be tended for. And perhaps some of the quarters can be cleaned. And maybe some
Yahg
of
is
the
trying
governors.
desperately not to fucking try and strangle this fucker.
Oh, what's the matter, good friend? Are you not having such a great time?
Get me out of these ropes and I'll show you.
I don't doubt it.
I hope you're not going to be setting me to cleaning quarters. As you can see, I can hardly wield a mop and a bucket at the same time.
These two can go in the pit. And as he gestures for Bernie to basically, he points off in a little bit of a direction. Yeah, there is a fucking sinkhole.
How deep?
About 20 feet deep.
It's a kill hole.
Great.
And yeah, before Bernie can even do anything, a couple more hobgoblins appear, snip you guys off of the ropes, and bring you on over towards the pit.
Oh, good.
And shove.
Oh, no.
Yep, and I need a fortune roll from the two of you.
I have some of that.
18.
17?
Yeah, you guys managed to wind up in, thankfully, you found soft mud down there.
Combat roll.
A little bit of dignity lost, but you guys do manage to land without much injury.
So he starts combat roll, but then it's like mud, so he just kind of sinks in halfway through. No, this is fun.
Those two will do just fine. Now, how about the rest of these?
At this point, Yahg is like ready to just fucking kill someone, so he's just like trying to actually snap the ropes now.
Clickbang's still struggling.
Yeah. Bernie looks back over the procession, points at Clickbang.
Peace,
that
Yahg.
As he kind of like, he gestures towards a bag on your chest, Clickbang. Still need to get that from him. That's more of my loot. And then, don't know. Might have my way with him afterwards.
That's disgusting.
Okay, Torque looks proper horrified now.
You know what? I think I'll keep these three for now. You got any fresh bivouacs around here or something?
Yes, you can take him off to the side. We are pretty much packing up anyways.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Moving. Keeping unpredictable.
Fair enough. Right then, you lot are with me?
As he, Torque, Clickbang, and Callum, he pulls on you guys and leads you off
What
a little bit
about,
further towards the
Unity?
east. Do what?
So,
Unity too?
okay, real quick. We can't see them from down here, can we?
Nope.
This is gonna be a problem.
You're in the hole.
Mostly because I don't think my hand is gonna last too long once he gets far enough away.
As a matter of fact, yeah, and Hannity and her dog kind of get stuck in the area for a bit, up until you hear the guy go, "Oh, for the love of... If you're so good with animals, why don't you go handle them elsewhere?" And basically, a hobgoblin grabs a hold of their ropes and drags them on off. You, those of you outside the hole notice that they head northwards.
Torque is going to see if she can whisper to Bernie, "We're getting too far away from the others."
Yeah, well, you guys want some recon?
I mean, yeah,
Bernie heads on over towards this first shack on the left. Bashes the fucking front door in. Like, fist into the front. The door swings open. He looks inside.
Right, nobody in here. You lot, get my things in there.
He just drops, like, the sword, the spear, and everything like that in front of you, Torque and Callum. As for you, Clickbang, he grabs you by the back where your hands are, separates you from the other two, and brings you inside. You are going to be in timeout until you decide to cooperate. And he puts you right next to a little window in the
In a
back.
hole.
Oh.
And as a matter of fact, as he comes back on outside, grabs a hold of you other two, make sure you bring stuff inside.
so we're all going inside.
Yeah. He just kind of goes, right then. Should be disturbed in here. And he, Clickbang, he kind of like eyeballs you for a second, and then jerks his head on outside towards the, what you can assume to be the command center. So you three get a nice little viewing angle. Although Clickbang, honestly, you're kind of being forced to watch as a few people kind of head on outside and gather. And I would like a perception roll from you three. Is the 16 your roll, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Torque, you're kind of stuck in the back, just unable to really make a whole measure, because you realize you're pretty much going to be a dead giveaway if anybody notices you guys listening in. But looking on over, you notice that there's a bit of a crowd being drawn out front. As the bugbear kind of like leans over by you guys. Oh joy.
Who are they?
Well, in case you're looking for someone of need information about, that's a prince.
Prince?
He kind of points towards the very pale, very tattooed, glowing-eyed motherfucker towards the middle.
Is that the same one with the light?
That's the same one.
The guy with the light is the prince?
That's the one in charge of everything, and that's, if I've heard right, he's not one to be trifled with. I do think I recognize a few of the others around. As you guys kind of get a good sense of all these other folks milling about, you can actually hear, so this is what the Warper's Legion brings to me, the prince speaks. Is that it? Is that all you have? Prince Earlin, I swear, if we only had enough time. The prince stops him with a hand. Given enough time, we'd be able to conquer many things. But with recent developments, you do not have time. After what you and your men did, you sabotage our efforts. I am embarrassed by you lot. How dare you all? How dare you all endanger everything after what we have worked so hard to accomplish? My prince, I can assure you that we can still take the city. No. Be quiet. They have forces that you have not seen. They have armies that you cannot comprehend. I did invite you out here to see what you could. Just come up to see, to view. And yet you readily and handily give yourselves away by attacking their begging gate. A raid. You give us away for a raid! He brings his voice up and like snarls at everyone. You watch this guy, his cheek has scars on the side where his mouth are. Where his mouth be.
Where his mouth do.
Yep.
As
he turns and looks, as his voice raises, his eyes glow even sharper. Clickbang, Clickbang and Callum, you actually notice that his hand goes and grips onto the hilt of a sword on his side.
Mm-hmm.
And as he does so, there's a bit of glow from the sheath. That shit's magic, yo.
Torque takes a step back from the window even further.
Yep.
So, do we hear that raised voice from down here?
Give me a perception check.
16?
14.
Yeah, no, you guys both hear
Okay.
a little bit of angry shouting.
Yeah, I'm less concerned with what's being shouted and more the fact that no one's looking at us. So there's no point keeping my hand on the weapons, and that's probably like dissipated by now. So I call it back, and I turn to Yahg and I say, "All right, we're gonna get our time. Just hold still. I can't untie you if you're squirming.
Fine.
And of course, my right hand isn't tied at all, so I just quickly undo both of our bonds.
Yeah, looking up, the hobgoblin who's supposed to be, spending time being a sentry for you guys is also distracted by the fact that, Big Boss Man is very angry.
You still have that glove?
Mm-hmm.
And I just point up at the sentry, like,
He's also 20 feet up.
I might have something for that.
I was gonna say, if you can get me up there, I will grab him and bring him down here and kill him. Gladly.
Alright, we'll get back to you guys, if you don't mind.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
As he turns, the prince turns and looks between everyone in stride. And what do you all have to show me for everything you've done? A woman towards the middle kind of cackles a bit. I have plenty of blasting powder, though maybe not quite enough to take down the walls. She turns and looks towards a large brutish hobgoblin off to the side. It is not my fault the warriors got antsy, and that the bugbears are simply too thuggish for their own good. Oh yes, please explain to Prince Heerlin how it is that we've given away our nice little hiding spot. Yes, I agree. A rather posh-looking suit-wearing hobgoblin kind of concurs. He's standing in the middle of the two of them, but he doesn't turn his head towards either. Simply put, we had enough time to study their defenses, see what they had. Now it's all for naught. It doesn't matter much, as long as we can get them to burn. Please, Prince Herlin, allow me. I would love to rain my hellhounds down upon them. Your hellhounds will make much more mess than we need. There's still much we could use. Like, one of the hobgoblins off towards the side actually kind of raises his voice finally. Eye patch wearing motherfucker. Be silent, all of you. You will gather what you can, and you will leave. We will make camp elsewhere. Your Warper's Legion tests my patience. And be thankful that I was passing by that day. Be thankful that I saved what lives I could. You are all dismissed. As he turns and strides off into the distance. And eventually, you guys kind of lose sight of him. Well, that could have gone better, the woman kind of exclaims a bit as she claps her hand. Now, I have my own personal things I need to pack, so ciao to the lot of you. Have fun.
Hey, I didn't know she spoke Dragonborn.
You guys look and see that what looks to be the leadership cast of the Hobgoblin War Camp kind of turn and just eyeball each other a little bit aggressively, a little bit intimidatingly, before they all kind of turn and make their ways off into other different sorts of directions. Whoop. Shit, I didn't need to open that. Well, that could have been worse. Bernie kind of whispers over the lot of you. Although I would like an agility roll from the three of you inside the bivouac.
The what?
The tent. Callum,
Bivouac.
Zephyr, and... Yep. Yeah, as these guys kind of turn to start moving away, you thankfully all kind of move off towards the side. You guys don't get spotted.
Or so we hope.
Well, that was a veritable who's who of who's in charge around here, the Warper's Legion. Well, if you guys want to do a little bit more damage, he kind of mutters to you three. You could, and this might be dangerous, but you could take out some of them.
Quipping just looks all bright-eyed, like, yeah.
More money.
Won't that make a lot of noise?
I really don't want certain members of that party to see me.
If Prince Hiran's here, that's not good.
I don't think he'd be too happy to see me again.
Oh, right. I think I heard about that. Nah, they say he's a warlock. Powerful magic blood. I don't know what he's got going for him, but it's not pretty. Not dare to insult him.
Although, I wouldn't be opposed to starting a fire or two around here.
Yeah, well, we might have to set a fire or two.
As a distraction so we can get out of here.
He looks between you three. How do you want to do it?
Quipping just makes like gun sound.
Click,
Do you
bang.
have an idea that is evolved a little bit more than just shooting things? Like, how do we get to the point where we shoot things?
Well,
He puts a finger to his beak and then just shrugs.
might be best we take out one of those guys. You might be able to get 2. 3's pushing it, but I don't know. We'll see when the time comes. But we might want to do it quietly. We don't want the entire camp on alert.
I think the best thing to do right now would be to see if we can get the others before we actually go after any of those big guys.
Kind of nods.
I like Panshin, but I feel like those guys would hit back pretty hard, and I wouldn't mind some backup.
Speaking of the other guys,
Hey.
Back in the hole.
Edgar's in the hole.
Yep.
Yahg's in the hole.
I
Yahg's in
try
the hole.
I try and explain to him, listen, I can put you up out of the hole. But this is gonna be jarring. I need you to not panic, alright?
Okay. I
Alright.
was thinking we just drag him down here.
This'll be faster. At which point I
Like it helped.
no. We don't know each other well enough for that. I press the hand up to Yahg's chest, and the hand, along with him, teleport 20 feet up.
I hope not straight up, because then I'm falling.
20 feet up onto the edge of the, you know what I mean.
Right. Okay.
I do need to roll for this though.
yes, you do.
Yes, perfect.
All right, you teleport it within 5 feet per movement distribute.
And I have 4, so I have 20.
Wow.
Yep.
So my only quick thing before I do anything else is I want a perception roll because I want to make sure there's nothing else nearby.
That's fair.
Don't fail me, and it failed me. Okay.
You know, there's that one guy, but he's not paying much attention.
I really wish you had planned this out more. All right. I did not write down all of my abilities.
So, Errol, where are you putting him? You are
de-
able to get his feet on ground. I will
Depends. I saw where the guard was from down here, right?
Yes.
Where behind that guy.
All right. Yahg, you are standing right behind a hobgoblin motherfucker.
And I'm guessing he's right next to the pit.
Yeah, he's next to the hole.
Not gonna lie, I kind of want to grab him, throw him down into the pit, land on him, and make an attack all at the same time.
I'll allow it. Make me a might roll to grab him.
Oh my god.
You get advantage 1 on this.
Suplex City.
Basically, Suplex City. Oh no.
Wait, hold on. Advantage 2. You're surprising him, and you are behind him. He's gonna have a hard time.
Oh!
Jesus Christ!
Tacked on a 30.
I'm just add 30 to that.
So Yahg, you teleport up behind this man, and so how do you do?
I imagine I just tap him on the shoulder so he starts turning towards me what the hell? Grab him by the throat, jump down into the pit, and then just proceed to throw him down and just curb stomp my foot into his face.
Yep.
As I land.
Errol, you watch as Yahg goes up, and then Yahg comes back down, and there's a loud, meaty, muddy sort of crunch as he lands on top of this guy.
All I can do is just golf clap with my real hand and my not real hand. Well,
Crunch.
I see a beautiful friendship forming there.
I immediately search this guy for weapons.
All right. Look at this guy over. It looks like he has kind of a shitty sword.
It'll do.
Yep, it'll do. But from the...
I
That's
then
a-
just like start kicking mud over the body. Just no one sees this. This is fine.
Yep, if you guys want to cover him with mud, actually, yeah, Yahg, that could be a might roll. Just covering him with the shit.
Why?
Jesus
I
Christ.
buried him.
Yeah, no,
When I landed, I shoved him 10 feet deep.
Yep.
I'm just finishing inspecting the blade, and then I look and like, where'd he go?
Yahg puts his foot on top of the guy and just pushes. And he sinks. Slorp.
I was gonna help. Where'd he go?
Don't
Worry
worry,
about
he's
it.
in the hole.
He's in the hole.
All right. Well, that is one down.
All right.
However many to go.
You guys do hear movement at the top of the hole, however.
Ah, fuck. Pretends to have his hands bound behind his back still.
Yeah, no, I'm like pacing irritatedly.
As Bernie appears and
okay.
takes a look down. Actually, looks a little startled. Looks back and forth.
Are we with him?
No, you are left behind at the tent.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
How's
just
it going
smiles
for
at
you suckers down there? He does another slab squat as he like leans down, looks in at you guys.
well,
Just uncovers like a boot and just goes.
one down.
Yeah, well, you folks aren't going to be singing all that well when the leadership gets their hands on you. Wink.
What do you plot to do with us, fiend?
Oh, maybe we'll take you by Chan and have you take a look at his hellhounds. Wink.
Damn you! Anything but the hellhounds!
Or perhaps we'll go see Nixus and deal with her explosive personality.
Oh no! An explosive personality killed my father!
At this point, Yahg is just like looking at the walls like, can I just climb this shit? Because I'm getting real tired of these two. They will get me the fuck out of here.
And then perhaps Forl, the warrior trainer. He, at this point, Bernie's looking around. He's dropped the act at this point.
Are we clear?
Maybe there's still a few around.
Is there something he can dive into really fast?
What do you mean?
Like
As in,
hiding spot.
As in, I'm going to put him up at the top of the hole. Is there a bucket he can go in?
I don't know if you know this, but I'm 7
Metaphor-
feet tall.
Metaphorical bucket.
Are you guys trying to get out of the hole? Is what I'm asking.
What I'm saying is, I'm going to do the teleporty thing again. Is there something he can duck into real quick to hide?
He takes a look around. Yeah, he kind of goes, like whistles, pops up a barrel lid, and just kind of like chucks it into the pit.
Oh, so he's just gonna, okay. We'll teleport via barrel.
Yeah, alright, sure.
Hops in.
You
No,
first.
He threw the barrel lid down. The barrel is still up.
Are you trying to hide inside the barrel up top, or are you going to
Up
hop
top.
in the barrel and then
Up
okay.
top, ideally.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has found an empty barrel, and it's a good hiding space.
Alright, cool. You're going up first. Zoop.
Alright.
Oh no.
No, you're not.
Give it a few tries. I'm not used to
Yeah, you
others.
pop up into the air, and you meet with more air as you fall back into the pit, and spoof! Kind of a loud clatter
That was a bomb.
as he looks around. Shit. Some people
Yeah,
are
gets
this
up.
way.
And, like, is just, like, glaring at Errol.
I don't know what to tell you.
Quickly, like, okay, I'm gonna improvise this. I'm gonna, like, grab you by the shirt and pull you in close and be like, if they come, we're pretending to fight.
Yeah, alright.
I think you guys haven't gained their attention yet, but I mean, be careful with that.
One more try.
You get the sense that you got one more shot.
One more try.
I mean, what if there's just some rope? They have to get prisoners out somehow.
I throw one end of the rope we were just tied together with up to Bernie.
Yeah, he grabs a rope and
Yeah.
pulls it back up.
Shut up. I do run into some awkwardness because like the mage hand can't pull me up a rope.
All right. So, who's climbing?
I'll go.
Yeah, you go first. You actually have all your limbs.
Might roll advantage 1. You make it.
Come on.
DC 10.
Yeah, easy 10.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Bernie is helping you get up and out, but he immediately like leans a barrel over and like kind of shoves you inside.
Yeah, I'll just tell him like just drag me up. Me trying to climb is gonna be more trouble than it's worth.
Okay, I need a might roll from you to hang on to it.
Yeah.
Rolled better than the strong boy.
Yeah, you
Sure.
do kind of face roll against the wall.
Yeah, no, this is fine.
Because it is hard to like orient yourself with just the one arm on a rope. It's like this is fine. But he does manage to like pull you on up and hooks you into another barrel,
Yep.
and then just basically grabs a couple lids, poof, poof, and you guys feel the barrels tip over.
I would like to gently knock on the lid. Can I get my back?
Wait, I have your stuff back at the cabin.
Never mind. Not on you. That's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. As he basically pushes the barrels over, and you guys feel it trundle, back towards the tent.
This is the most awkward little.
I
Can I have a sword? No, it's back in the thing. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
as-
sorry.
It's great.
You other three look up as Bernie enters in with one barrel, poof, plops down. I'm drinking myself drunk tonight. Goes back outside, grabs another barrel, brings it inside. Poof. And flips off the lids.
Yeah, I pop off the lid and come up and say, if he tries to drink me,
The guy's still like struggling in the ropes in the corner.
let me get those.
Errol, I'm so
Oh.
glad you're okay. Wait, I would presume that Callum and Torque would help, or are we
You
still
guys-
tied up?
No, Bernie has untied you guys before he left.
Yeah, so
Mark
you're good.
actually goes up to Errol, gets some of the mud off of his face, and went, "See, character." Like with her finger, she swipes it. Goes, "See, character. You look good."
Thank you.
at this point, Yahg is just like covered in mud and he's pissed off, and so he just like looks around, finds his shield, and grabs it.
I apologize for the mud thing.
Not your fault. I'm not actually angry at you. It's just loud noise, hobgoblins.
So
You know.
all our stuff is here.
Yep, all your stuff is
All
here.
right. All right. I grab my sword back. I pull it out of the scabbard to check it. And if a sword could look patchwork, this one does. It looks like it has been reforged over and over with different metals every time in different spots.
That is one
Sword.
banged up blade.
So,
It's
as
my
you guys
lifeline.
as you guys are looking over your stuff, so how do you guys want to do this? We got some veritable leadership for the Wolfers Legion out here. Taking out a couple of them could really hamper some of their efforts.
You have made that suggestion a couple of times, and it does sound like a smart one.
Or we could just get you all
Right.
out.
If we're looking to disrupt things and cause chaos, I noticed some structures that we could tear down with some careful striking.
Well, we still have that little dwarven lady that we need to get.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
She's with the animals. Wasn't that one of the guys in charge? Didn't he have hellhounds or something?
Yeah, I saw them. I saw them take her off that way.
Callum, learning.
Points. You said we saw it.
Yes, you saw her get taken off one way, but I would like a learning roll with advantage 1 from you.
Cool.
Putting a little bit of 2 and 2 together, that might be where that magic smell was coming from
By the
animal pits.
I mean,
oh,
if it's magic fire, it could just be from the hellhounds, wouldn't it? Or
Yep.
could it?
It could be.
so yeah.
Well, either way, we
That's
need to get her
fair.
back, so.
I think the magic smell was coming from near where the animals are.
Right. Well, I assume you folks might want to pick a opportune time to deal with all this.
Nighttime, probably.
Prince is on his way up now. Bernie kind of like leans over and looks off into the distance. Hey, yeah, give me a learning roll.
Okay. Let's see. Learning. I have nothing in. Yeah, no.
Wait, hold on. Prince who? Actually, that name sounds a little familiar to you.
Clickbang just repeats the prince's name verbatim.
Yep.
He's the one with the light. The one I was talking about earlier.
Yahg. Yeah, you're kind of piecing this together. That guy's the son of the Hobgoblin King.
Oh, hell.
The guy orchestrating that entire war that went down.
You said he's leaving now?
Can I reiterate to the people who just got here their entire heated conversation in all their voices?
Give me what's your best social skill?
Presence.
Aside from presence, give me a presence roll. You get advantage 2 from this. So, Clickbait starts us off with a tape recorder rewinding.
We don't even know what those are.
And
Like Clickbang's just jumping back and forth, looking like he's reprising different roles.
Clickbang, you'd make a great actor.
Yeah, okay.
as much as we can try to take that bastard down, there's a problem.
We should get everyone first and then figure out what we're doing from there.
On top of that, going after the prince. Going after the prince would be near suicide.
He's got his elite guard with him. Fucking shiny, gold-plated motherfuckers.
And elite,
I don't want to go anywhere near that guy.
and elite guard or not, we are in the middle of an enemy war camp. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you want every single.
Good.
You want every single person coming at you. That's a good way to do it. He commands. Well, he commands everything by right. Time might come we deal with him, but for now, maybe we should focus on some of the other head honchos.
I agree. However, we should also try to figure out how we want to plan our escape. Besides causing pandemonium, like where are we going?
Well, seeing as I can move about pretty fairly. Does anybody have... You said you noticed some structural weaknesses. He points over at Errol.
I can point you at some guard towers.
He
That
nods.
can be knocked down.
Me? I like myself a little bit of sabotage.
Yeah, I'll poke my head out and I'll point him like, yeah, that beam there. That is like extremely flammable. I have no idea why they put that there.
Alright. Which way do you folks want to go?
Well, either we blow a hole in the wall and leave through there.
I saw some good routes. There's ramps that lead up to the wall. We could use those.
Could
There's
probably
plenty of hiding
jump it.
spots.
Or we take down that Nixus lady and use her blasting powder as well.
That'd be a good idea, especially since Clickbang here can probably blow them up from a distance.
So we need to take out both the guy with the dogs, because that's where Hannity is. We got to get her out of there. And the woman with the explosives, so we can use those to get out through the wall.
Well, to be honest, it probably helped just to take out any of them.
We'll start with Hound Guy because we're going to need to go there anyway.
And if things start going haywire, we'll just leave.
Well, we're
Just
not
trying to make
leaving
sure.
any of us behind.
He nods.
Exactly.
I'll stick maybe a little close, not too close. but I'll keep an ear out for you.
Should we wait until nighttime?
Might be for the best. I am gonna go get myself whatever constitutes a conqueror's feast and retire up until I see fit to wonder about the camp later on.
Will be in this box.
Nods.
I'll be in this barrel.
Yeah, just like takes off some of his armor and starts cleaning.
Like in between camera cuts, he's like already in the barrel with the lid on his head, and he just lowers himself in.
Yeah.
Hey, is there any wine in there?
No.
Damn.
As the day goes on, the sun begins to set. Eventually, Bernie does come back, and he has a fucking picnic for you guys.
Home.
He was not joking when he said he was going to go get a conqueror's feast. Apparently, he spun a yarn about like capturing the lot of you. Impressed some of the guys. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm taking this food. Fuck you, I'm bigger than you."
Some of the sentries are wondering where Gary went.
Yep. Yeah, as you guys can actually like look out the front door. Like a couple hobgoblins wander by the hole, look around, shrug, keep walking. Nobody gives a shit about Gary. And as night
Gary's
comes
in the
in, we will leave off here.
I was just about to say it is 1 in the morning.
Yep, perfect. Fine.
That's all.